say I
having some tech.
I'm just calling to say I
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, everybody. What is up, fight fans? My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Bienvenidos. Welcome. MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 321. What a day it promises to be all the way across the world. How about that? We come to you at an early special time today, and what a reason for us to do so. UFC 321, some big fights, including 2 title fights on this card. This evening, this afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you're watching us from, because this is worldwide right here on MMA Weekly, and you have got a couple of fighters at the top of this card. It is their time. It is their moment. Tom Aspinall finally gets a chance to defend that heavyweight strap, waiting out Jon Jones. Didn't prove to be such a great idea for Aspinall. Never really played out for him. Jon Jones only has interest fighting at the White House right now. Him and every other fighter, including saved Conor, who's no longer saved by cocaine and saved by Jesus. Amen, Conor. Amen. Looking good, Notorious. I am not dissing you, my brother. God bless you. God bless Conor McGregor for what he's doing, and we see a good version of him maybe on the White House lawn in June, on Trump's birthday, on America's birthday. But first, we start with UFC 321. Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, the guy who Jon Jones made look like he wasn't even in the octagon with him all those fight cards ago, and that seems like forever ago now. But if Tom Aspinall, the great boxer, the quick hands, his dad wants him to quit UFC and MMA when he's done with this contract. and go to boxing. And then you got the Muay Thai of Ciryl Gane, who looked to be on the fast track to a title until he ran into the aforementioned John Bones Jones. And then, of course, you have the co-main event. And how about two girls who get a shot at gold because Zhang Weili leaves the division, right? Pound for pound great, leaving to move on up and take on the flyweight champ, Valentina Shevchenko. Coming up next at UFC 322. We'll be live for that one here on MMA Weekly as well. But, man, what an opportunity for Jandiroba and Mackenzie Dern. So Jandiroba and Dern doing battle in the co-main event, and that is for the strawweight strap in the women's division. Going to be a lot of fun with that fight as well. And then Umar Nurmagomedov looking to bounce back against a kid I've known forever, against a kid I've known since he was a kid, Mario Bautista from the MMA Lab right outside of Phoenix, Arizona. The gym co-owned by John Crouch and the great legendary Benson Henderson. Mario Bautista, the latest to carry that MMA Lab flag. So did Sugar Sean O'Malley, although O'Malley wasn't all the way in on the MMA Lab, has his own gym now. But Bautista all the way in at the MMA Lab with guys like Kyler Phillips, Clayton Carpenter and company, and Maniac McGee, who I think will be in his corner today. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Alexander Volkov and Jailton Almeida, DC's favorite fighters, if you've been following the headlines this week. Did you catch DC, Daniel Cormier, on the hot mic with Tom Aspinall? Oh, he can't fight. Oh, he ain't shit. Oh, DC. Those mics, they be hot. That's what happens in the podcast era when athletes who aren't professional broadcasters get the credit and the courtesy of being considered as actual broadcasters like yours truly for 30 years. They don't know that every mic is always to be considered. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. DC feeling himself, no doubt. And, man, so Almeida and Volkov coming up as well. And Alexander Rakic, a guy who once had title aspirations, looking to break out of a slump, which I never thought I'd really see him be in, as he will take on Azamat Murzakanov. And it is at Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, where they seem to print money. Gotta love that, right? I really, really enjoy it. So it's going to be a lot of fun right here today as we take you through the action of UFC 321. Come in the comments and enjoy it with us as we come to you live. And Azamat Murzakanov making the walk first to the octagon in Abu Dhabi. UFC 321 getting underway right here on MMA Weekly. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. And we are live, as I mentioned. But it's going to be a lot of fun, this fight card. I mean, you think about, and we can give some results as well throughout the day. We'll do that. Well, maybe we'll do that right now while we have a moment before the first fight starts. But I also want to preview this one because I actually think this is going to be a really good fight. And for those of you who don't know, we're breaking it down here and we are coming to you live. But Murzakanov is a minus 115 favorite. Rakic is minus 105. It's a light heavyweight battle, 205 to kick it off. And, you know, it's interesting when you think about it. You got Dern and Jandiroba fighting for a belt as well. So 2 title fights, some huge fight cards coming up. You got MSG, the next pay-per-view, which is going to be awesome, New York City. And that is great. So I really think that when I look at this matchup right here to start it, Murzakanov is undefeated. And that's a good place to start, right? I mean, it's really, he's a southpaw. And Rakic, of course, is orthodox. There's a big reach, 6.5-inch reach advantage for Rakic, the 33-year-old. And Murzakanov is 15-0. At just 5'10", he's going to have a 6-inch height disadvantage, a big reach disadvantage. He's 3 years older, but man, can this guy fight. He doesn't really stand out all that much on paper. His significant strike accuracy and his takedown average and all those things are not huge, but no doubt he gets it done, undefeated. You know what I mean? And so that definitely doesn't lie, that record, as he stands in the octagon awaiting the walkout of Alexander Rakic, who at one point, as I said, was a top contender at light heavyweight. They're both strikers. So when you have a 6'4" striker against a 5'10" striker, what do you think about? First and foremost, with the reach disadvantage, 6 inches, right? So you think that obviously Murzakanov needs to close distance. Rakic wants to keep him at a distance. And, you know, that's obviously just a basic look at it. But when you look at Murzakanov, and he's been doing damage lately, but this is one of those things where he hasn't fought at this level. He's fought guys like Dustin Jacoby, Alonzo Menefield, Brenson Ribeiro, and he has knocked almost everybody out. The one decision he's had in his last 6 fights was against Dustin Jacoby. But other than that, his first UFC fight came he won in 44 seconds, round number 3, KO TKO against Nukwi, and that was March 12th of 2022. He's been in 3 years, fought his way up through the Contender Series, beat Mateus Scheffel by KO in August of 2021. Jacoby, Menefield, Ribeiro, not exactly a murderer's row, so getting a guy like Rakic, who was once at the top of the rankings and has been on a little bit of a free fall, that's kind of like the MO with the UFC, right? It's kind of like the MO with the UFC, where they kind of just like, hey, we're going to feed you to a kind of fading veteran who has not had good luck lately, and maybe like a gatekeeper, and then you beat him, then you take another step up in competition. But the Serbian, Rakic, I mean, he's no joke at 6'4". He just hasn't had good luck lately. I mean, you're talking about a guy who for a long time, and I remember beating the drum for him, man, this guy could be, I mean, he had a spinning back fist knockout. He's had great takedown defense throughout his career. He lost to Volkov Ozdemir by a split decision, but he beat Jimmy Manuwa. He was on a big win streak, fight after fight after fight. In fact, he won his first 4 fights in the UFC before the split decision to Volkov Ozdemir, a former title contender. But then he beat Anthony Lionheart Smith, Thiago Santos, former title contenders. But Jan Blachowicz knocked him out. Jiří Procházka knocked him out, and Magomed Ankalaev knocked him out. What do those 3 guys have in common? Blachowicz, Procházka, Ankalaev, title contender, title holders. You know what I mean? They're all champions. They're all the tops of the division, right? Until they come across, and look what Poatan just did, obviously, to avenge the loss. But 3 champions in a row have defeated Rakic. So you could call it a slump, or you can just say he ran into the 3 guys in the division who were better. And he didn't fight Poatan, so that would make 4, right? But still, that makes him top 5. And now for Murzakanov, he wants that spot. And again, he's minus 105, minus 115 for Rakic, which they're calling a pick'em. The big differences here are the height and the reach in favor of Rakic. He's got great takedown defense, but I see Murzakanov trying to get inside. Look at the buffer jacket over there at Etihad Arena. But, man, we're in the intros right now for Murzakanov and Rakic, our first fight on the pay-per-view. Let me see right here as we get you ready for this one. I can give you a little bit of a breakdown of what's happened here today so far. It's been an interesting fight card. And not much in the way of finishes. Only one submission by a heel hook. Walter Walker defeated Louis Sutherland, round 1, 124 at heavyweight. And then how about the lightweight matchup in the preliminary headliner? A head kick KO. Salkild, Salkild. He killed him, all right. Nasrat Hakprost with a head kick. I got to remember these names. It's like being a hockey announcer. You're going to get back on the horse. But hope you're enjoying your time here. Come on in the chat. Say what up. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. Give us whatever you can here today as we come to you live. You know what I'm saying? So opening fight just about to start. And we will get it going for you. But the rest of them were all decisions. We had a heel hook submission, and we had submissions, and we had a 1 head kick knockout. 1 submission and 1 KO by head kick. But we got Rakic against Murzakanov about to start right now at light heavyweight. Alexander Volkov and Jelton Almeida at heavyweight. DC's favorite fighters. I can't get enough of that. At bantamweight, you got Umar Nurmagomedov and Mario Bautista. Virna Jandiroba, Mackenzie Dern for the women's strawweight championship, and Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane for the heavyweight strap. That's obviously around the waist of Aspinall until he hits the octagon. Then it's up for grabs. Jandiroba and Dern, it's for the vacated belt left by Zhang Weili going up to take on Valentina Shevchenko. And how about Amanda Nunes coming back to face Kayla Harrison? Yeah, baby, that one's on my birthday, January 17th. I'll be 54. Isn't that a song? Well, that's 64. I got 10 more years. Will you still need me when I'm 54? Well, Amanda and Kayla going to give me a hell of a birthday present right there. And I think that card, I gotta make sure I get that right. That card for let's see here. That one is in, I think it's not in Vegas. Where is that? I'll get you that in a minute, but they're just about to get it started here. Opening fight at light heavyweight, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, they don't have it listed yet where it's going to be in January. June 14th at the White House, of course. As they start round number 1, hit it, Scott. Murzakanov, the southpaw. Rakic, the orthodox. Of course, you're going to eat a lot of jabs if you're Murzakanov with a guy who's got a 6-inch reach advantage and a 6-inch height advantage on you. to say nothing of measuring the length of the legs and how far away he can hit you with a leg kick. So these things are, very important as you look at this fight. Again, just about a pick 'em, minus 115 Rakic, minus 105 for Murzakanov. Big step up in competition for him. Whereas for Rakic, again, the murderer's row of champions. And look, former title contenders that he beat before that. But the 3 L's in a row, all against former champions. You're talking about Yuri. You're talking about Ankalaev. You're talking about Jan Blachowicz, who spent the course of a 10-minute interview with me in Albuquerque one time, the year of the pandemic, the month before the pandemic. And he fought Corey Anderson with John Jones in the front row. And throughout the interview, I kept saying, Blachowicz, and it's Blachowicz, Jan Blachowicz. And I thought he was going to have a nice title run, but man, this division's stacked because at 205, you still get the freaky athleticism, although Ciryl Gane and Tom Aspinall about as athletic as you're going to see at heavyweight. So far, good defense early on in this fight, and a nice job with that defense. Just keeping that jab off him by Azamat Murzakanov. And now Rakic has him pinned up against the cage, kind of shooting for a takedown-ish, double leg, arms up around the hips. Rakic can wrestle for sure, but he's definitely more of a striker. Much more of a striker, actually, than a wrestler in this fight. Let's see where they had him here. Yeah, so this is... Yeah. Almost everybody picked Murzakanov. I was surprised. It looks like it's a big jump up in competition for him. Very big. Still kind of dancing around. And, you're thinking when a guy's got a 6-inch height advantage and they both weighed in at the same weight, that there might be something to that. But then you got the bigger frame, and then a day later, all that water weight comes back on. Rakic looks huge compared to Murzakanov. He looks like the little dude at the bar that just won't stop coming. Rakic shoots another takedown, going single leg this time, right in the center of the octagon. Good defense by Murzakanov. Oh, now rolls him over. Is he going to get top position? No, back up comes Rakic. Interesting, that's the second takedown attempt from Rakic. Looked like a small package. He rolled him up. And, I mean, you have to use your height advantage if you're Rakic. You got to lead with that jab and just tap, 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 and score. I mean, leg kicks all day long. But, again, staying in the orthodox stance against the lefty, the southpaw, and Murzakanov got under 2 minutes remaining in the round. Oh, big right landed by Murzakanov. This one's over. One shot, kill shot. Goodbye. Oh, he announces his arrival into the upper echelon of the light heavyweight division with a kill shot. An absolute bomb connects as Rakic was coming in, and wow, I mean, he kept trying to come in for the takedowns. Murzakanov with that boxing just timed it perfectly. A big right hand flush to the side of the jaw and the temple. Out goes Rakic. Didn't even really, he hit him with one shot on the ground, but that was it. The referee stopped it. And that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. Let me look at the replay here. Oh, man. That's the danger. And it's a right-hand knockout from a southpaw. One shot, kill shot, and that's why he was able to get him. Wow, it wasn't even that hard of a punch. It was more like a jab, but it would just hit him in the perfect spot right here. Right in the temple and the cheek, in that area right there. And, I mean, he's southpaw, so all he did was come forward. Wait, was that an elbow? Oh, the fist slid by the face, and that was wait a second. Oh, man, show this again. They hit him with one shot on the ground. Might have been an early stoppage, actually. Might have been an early stoppage. He looked like he had his wits about him on the ground there. Wait a second. I'm trying to determine if that punch hit first and then the elbow, like a bing-bing, like a real quick double. Wow. I think the elbow got him. That's because it almost looked like a jab, but I think the elbow kind of came through at the end and got him. Whatever it was, I haven't seen much of it. What a shot by Murzakanov. That one's over fast. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Let's get the official time. I don't have closed captioning on my pay-per-view that I'm watching right now, but we'll see. Rakic, though, 4th loss in a row. You could justify losing to former champions, right? You can justify losing to former champions as though, that he has. But this one's tough, man. This one's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Hazamat Murzakanov. TKO in round 1 at 3. Old eyes here. 311. DC in there with the stick. Yeah, there's no captioning on this right now. Unfortunately, it's not working. Man, he's got the second longest active win streak in the light heavyweight division at 6. And I mean, taking out a guy who used to be very highly ranked, and he'd lost to 3 former champions in a row. Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prohashka, Ankalaev. But man, this guy right there with him, I mean, very impressive. DC, the former light heavyweight champion, in there with the mic. It's a shame DC can't find a better tailor. I love DC, man, but your suits don't fit, bro. Your suits don't fit. You need a better tailor. You're making millions. Come on, bro. Do I have to do everything around here? I think I do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, believable. This is fun, right? I mean, the translator's in there with him, but a great job to finish this fight. You can't take that away from him. You can't take that away from me. So Rakic goes to 14-6, 16-0 for Murzakanov now. Beautiful job winning this fight. Dang, that was quick. So quick. And then the one shot on the ground. He turtled up. No, the elbow never hit him. I thought the elbow came through and hit him after. It wasn't even a hard punch. Picture me just going bang, because it's a jab, right? But a hard jab, stiff jab. He knocked his ass out with a jab. He stepped right into it, and it hit him flush in the perfect spot. And even Murzakanov's like, wow, did I just do that? Dude, like, how often do you see that? Scott, how many knockouts by jab do we see? That's crazy. You talk about power. You talk about real power with that. That's incredible, man. That is literally incredible. Wow. There you go. Win by TKO was plus 180. So hopefully you cash that ticket. Man, what a start to the main card. Oh, look, Steve Harvey sitting with the Sheiks up there. They have all the comedy festivals going on. People getting crap for doing them. I think it's funny. Go get that money. Whoever's going to pay you, wherever they're going to pay you, go and get that money. Who's that in the crowd? Oh, Piotr Jan. Oh, he and Dvalishvili. That's going to be fun. Oh, Volkov. Everybody loves Alexander Volkov coming up next against Jailton Almeida. That's going to be a fun fight, too. That's the next one up on the pay-per-view. What an incredible start to the night, though. What an incredible fight. How about that? Just a jab kill shot. A jab kill shot. Wow. 311, round number 1. Victory by punch, they call it. Total strikes 4 out of 9 for Murzakanov. And 13 of 18 for Rakic. They were about even. Man, but that kill shot, you know, he was 0 for 2 on takedowns. Rakic was going for takedowns, but when you are, oh yeah, Mirko, this is dumb. So stupid. Krokop and Fedor, those guys, I mean, Krokop a special forces soldier, Fedor the last emperor. Of course, the fight was 20 years ago, but this nonsense of having 50 and 60-year-olds get in the ring just to fight each other again, and they call it a rematch. Remember when Tito and Chuck did it in Golden Boy? It's not a rematch, man. They're 106. Do you want to watch Barkley and Jordan play one-on-one right now? Do you want to watch Barry Bonds face Roger Clemens now? I mean, I don't think so.
Yes.
You do?
Yes,
Really?
I love the freak show.
You love the freak show. You think it's a freak show? What if one of them dies?
Well, then we hope not. What do you think about them in their prime? Who would have won a boxing match in the prime?
I think Krokop.
Even without no legs, Krokop still wins? Obviously, with the legs, he wins hands down. But without,
Yeah,
I don't know.
You didn't say kickboxing, did you? You said
Yeah, I
just
said boxing.
I
it's tough.
yeah, no, I think it'd be pretty close, but maybe Fedor has a bit of an edge. And I mean, I've watched a lot of documentaries on Fedor too, and I mean, just being an athlete from that part of the world and being controlled by your government and soldiers, and you get out of line one time and your daughter gets savagely beaten. American fighters don't know that life. Most fighters in the world don't know that life. I mean, I'm sure guys like Khabib have experienced things like that when you see him in a box with Putin. And what's the guy's name? The Chechen dictator, Scott, that Hamzat had his son in his corner. I forget his name every time.
I don't
Anyway,
remember.
man, like You're going to tell Hamzat that he can't have that guy's son in his corner, and then he's going to send you Hamzat's head in a box? You really want to go there? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that's a different type of pressure to be fighting through, right? Imagine that, Scott.
I don't want to.
Here, you're just like, can you imagine like all those protests over there in those countries?
I'd rather be in America navel gazing and creating our own made up problems.
Yeah, there you go. Like you talk about like, hey, you lose, you die. Remember Drago in Rocky 4? I fight to win. For me, for me. No, you don't. You're dead after this fight. I shouldn't laugh. But Almeida and Volkov, man, a win over Volkov puts Almeida in title condition, Gelton Almeida. And I mean, you heard what DC had to say about him this week. I don't know what you guys think about that. Alexander Volkov, as I talk about Drago, his nickname is Drago, and I've met Dolph Lundgren, and I've met Alexander Volkov, and they're very similar, actually. And Dolph Lundgren still scares the crap out of me at like 70 years old. He must die. Or what did he say? If he dies, he dies. That's right, about Apollo. If he dies, he dies. But, Volkov's had a nice run. I mean, he's been fighting big fights forever. I just remember him. He was really up on Derek Lewis in one of them and got knocked out late. He's had a little bit of a rough go in some of them, but man, this guy can scrap. Alexander Volkov is always going to give you your money's worth every time you look. And so I'm looking at Gelton here, and he's going to feel like he's in jail, I feel like, for part of this fight. Volkov is a beast, man. This is going to be fun. I really like these heavyweight fights, and obviously Volkov's an N1 global guy, but at 6'7", 260 plus with an 80-inch reach. He's just a black belt in jiu-jitsu on top of everything else. You've had 49 fights, Volkov. I mean, he's 38 and 11. He's got 24 knockouts and only 4 subs as a black belt. But, I mean, the reach is a mile long. Go, gadget arm, right? But his opponent's no joke either, even though DC doesn't like him. And DC's point to Aspinall was that the division's trash and he'll go on a long run. And I think that that's a fair point. But the interesting thing about Almeida is while Volkov's been 6'7" and been a monster from day one, Almeida has worked his way up through the weight classes, Scott, and everybody else. I mean, he was a welterweight for 5 years. He was a middleweight for 2 years. He was a light heavyweight for 4 years. And a heavyweight, for the last 3. He's Brazilian. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a real black belt in jiu-jitsu. Don't get me started. One of my friends, Andre Maracaba, who's a master in jiu-jitsu, say, oh, they give everybody black belt. They give him black belt. MMA fighter, they want publicity. They give him black belt. You get a BJJ black belt in Brazil, it's real. They don't just hand them out. You're not getting that shit out of a gumball machine. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening, So Almeida was on the Contender Series in 2021, got a UFC contract. And since then, he's done pretty well for himself in the octagon. Now, he lost to Curtis Blades, KO by punches at UFC 299, second round, 36 seconds in Miami in March of last year, as he makes his walk to the octagon right now. Let's see where we're at on the line with this fight right here. We are at where are we at? All right, Volkov and Almeida. Of course, not right there. Let me get it. Where are we with the lines here? All right, there it is, right there. Bear with me. I have 100 windows open here. So, yeah, he's minus 225. Volkov is plus 185. And Almeida, as he works his way to the octagon, he beat Derek Lewis by unanimous decision. He submitted Jairzinho Rozenstruik when Rozenstruik was fading and on his way down. He KO'd Shamil Abdurakhimov, and he was another one of those heavyweights that was kind of like past this level, you get to the next level type of dude. But his last couple of fights have been really, really impressive. And it's been a short night each time. Super athletic, super smooth transitioning into the submissions. He got Alexander Romanov by submission rear naked choke at UFC 302 in June of last year in Newark. First round, 227. He's got back-to-back wins. The second one was Sergey Spivak, a TKO, January 18th of this year. Round 1, 453. Most finishes since 222. He's tied in the UFC with a ton of them. He's got a very high takedown percentage. It's going to be interesting in this fight, though. Volkov with that reach is going to want to keep him away with the jab, which, interestingly enough, when you look at what Rakic was not able to do, because when you're a traditional fighter, right, and you're coming in against a southpaw, and you're an orthodox, you're stepping onto that lead leg, And as he stepped onto that lead leg, he got popped with that right, which was a jab for the southpaw, but he perfectly placed it, walked right into it. So the combination, it's like a pitch and a hitter, right? The exit velocity in Major League Baseball, when you hit a fastball that's coming in 104 miles an hour and you put that torque on it, the exit velo is going to add a lot to it, right? Same thing when you're walking into a punch. You walk into it with force. They're hitting you with force. Bang, it makes it that much more powerful. So when you see the replays, you'll think, man, he didn't even hit him hard. Perfect placement and then force meeting force as the Russian from Moscow makes his way out to the octagon. 38-11, Volkov. 22-3, Almeida. Minus 210 for Almeida. Plus 175 for Volkov. Again, a 4-inch height advantage. Almeida's 6'3". It's not like he's a short dude, but Volkov at 6'7". The wily veteran knows what to do in there. I mean, how many times do we see it? One guy's better at one thing or everything than another guy, and you just put it together. Like GSP wasn't a wrestler, but his MMA wrestling was literally as good as it got, right? There's the perfect example, the legendary Georges St. Pierre. Both these guys, by the way, orthodox. And Volkov, for being 6'7", he's only got a 1-inch reach advantage in this fight, which is not usually the case. So for a guy like Almeida to be 6'3" with a 79-inch reach, that's some pterodactyl stuff right there. But Volkov's got the second most significant strikes in UFC heavyweight history, over 1,100. He was the M1 Global Heavyweight Champ. He's finished 26 of his 38 wins, 24 knockouts. I should say 28, not 26. MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 321. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Been in this chair, not all the way through, but we started this back during the pandemic, and you guys have made it huge for us on the YouTube here, and it's fantastic to have you here from day one. We appreciate you. So here it comes. Volkov walking into the octagon. He's got the big back tattoo. He's got the cornrows in with the long hair in the back. Just a career fighter, man. 39th time into the cage for Volkov. And he's been in the UFC forever, too, Volkov. I mean, when did he make his UFC debut? I feel like he defended the M1 Global title in June of 2016, came to the UFC in November of 2016. I thought it was maybe a little longer ago than that. First fight was in Northern Ireland in Belfast on the Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Wilson Hayes card. Wow, that is a long time ago. Mighty Mouse, pretty good podcast, by the way. Then he beat Stefan Struve. He beat Fabricio Verdum, both by knockout, TKO. Lost to Derek Lewis in Vegas in a UFC heavyweight title eliminator in October of 2018. That's the one I was talking about. He won that fight for 4 minutes and 40 seconds and got knocked out in the third round at 4:49. Then he beat Greg Hardy. Remember him, the cheater, the woman beater, Greg Hardy. And then he lost to Curtis Blades, decision, unanimous. And yes, he did. He used an inhaler on the stool. He's a cheater and a woman beater, Greg Hardy, former NFL player. Curtis Blades got him by unanimous decision. Then he TKO'd Walt Harris, TKO'd Alistair Overeem, or the fighter who had previously been known as Alistair Overeem before USADA. Then Ciryl Gane beat him by unanimous decision. He beat Marcin Tybura by unanimous decision. Aspinall beat him by submission, straight armbar in round 1 in 2022. Then TKO over Rosenstrike, TKO over Romanov, submitted Tai Tuivasa, decision over Sergey Pavlovich, and then he lost a split decision to Ciryl Gane, who's fighting for the title tonight, in December of last year. So Volkov it's kind of like when Ryan Bader was in the UFC. He always would get to that title eliminator, and then he'd lose that title eliminator. But in Volkov's case, lost those in heartbreaking fashion. So close to fighting for UFC gold so many times. Could this be the time with a convincing win that he could be next? Here, Almeida, these guys, they're depending, you never know what Jones is going to do. You never know what the White House, but if it's Jones and Poetan, I mean, how are you going to have no title in that fight? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? It's at the White House, right? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? It is what it is. But yeah, they lock up. Just getting started. Get it going, Scott. Right away, Almeida looking to go for the takedown. Volkov's on his back already. It took literally like 8 seconds, and this is not where you want to be on the ground against the guy with the pterodactyl arms and the BJJ black belt. Although black belt, Volkov is a black belt in and of himself. But man, this is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. Whoever wins this fight is going to get the next shot. They have to. I mean, obviously, Jones and Poatan. Volkov with the elbows to the back of the head. The ref tells him to stop. He's literally elbowing Almeida in the back of the head as Almeida is on top of Volkov, kind of. Volkov won't put his back squarely on the mat. He's laying on his side. Almeida is working to get side control. Volkov has that leg hooked. And he's a black belt, don't get me wrong, but there are levels. Yeah, Almeida had underrated grappling for sure. But already, I mean, it took him like less than 10 seconds to have Volkov on his back in the center of the octagon, too. So this is the worst possible start to this fight for Alexander Volkov. He wanted to use that reach. He wanted to strike with him. And now he's got 3 minutes and 50 seconds to fend off an animal on top of him, a world-class jiu-jitsu artist, a world-class black belt who is hungry, who's on a mission. He's got the big win streak. He sees the gold in his sights. And again, Aspinall's a boxer. Gane's a striker with the Muay Thai. That's going to be a great fight. Aspinall and Gane. Neither one of them's beaten John Jones. There's no chance. As a matter of fact, I think Jones mops the floor with Poatan. You heard it here first. I think he beats the shit out of Poatan. Elbows, kicks, takes him down, chokes him, does whatever he wants. John Jones to Poatan. But Almeida is already working for a choke on the ground. Let's see. He's still trying to transition into side control. He'd have it if not for the right leg. Volkov still has the right leg trapped. And Volkov trying to sit up, stay off the mat. He does not want those shoulders squared up on that mat on his back. And Almeida still working, very patient. Now, again, it's much easier on the ground right now for him because nobody's sweaty. You know what I mean? Nobody is sweaty right now, and that makes a big difference. Once that sweat starts pouring, ground control becomes so much harder. So much harder. Sorry, trying to do two things at once. Walk and chew gum, Grease. Walk and chew gum. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Yeah, but a bad start. Volkov inching his way slowly toward the cage, by the way. He started in the center of the octagon, and now he is all the way almost up against the fence, and now he's reversed it to where he's up off his back, and they're both just kind of sitting up. And it's like, you know what I mean? Where you're both like, you're both sitting, how do I say it? Crisscross applesauce? Can I say Indian style anymore? Crisscross applesauce, holding hands with each other is almost what they look like right now. Yep. Amazing when you think about it. Absolutely amazing how Volkov was able to get up. And now he's Almeida's in a really bad position. Volkov now posturing up with Almeida on the ground underneath him. How did he do that? And Almeida hanging on to that left leg of Volkov, but a complete reversal by Alexander Volkov. We got 1:30 left in the round, and this dude has legitimately reversed it. Nice job by Volkov. Tremendous strength. And when you have those pterodactyl arms too, it's a lot easier to get hit with an arm bar. He's kind of just like posturing up on him on his knees and throwing little shots at him. Tremendous job by Alexander to do this and to get back into dominant position. It looked like you're on the ground with a guy like Almeida in the center of the octagon to start the round. It seemed to me like it wouldn't be long before he'd be tapping, but it not to be the case. I really think that's interesting. Volkov trying to stand up now, and Almeida still has that left leg of his. 45 seconds left in the round. Now Volkov back up in top position, posturing up, throwing shots. Almeida sitting up, trying to keep that back off the mat. But the main objective here is to bury his head in the armpit of Volkov so as to avoid the strikes. Volkov with a ton of power. Very impressive round one from Volkov to escape, reverse, and now he's got the left arm of Almeida pinned, and he's dropping elbows on him. I think Volkov stole this round. You had a lot of control time for Almeida, but a reversal from Volkov, and now he's landing more like those little rabbit punches to the side of the head. Bang, you see my fist coming here. 1 second, end of the round. What a round for Volkov, though. What a round for Alexander Volkov to reverse that. No real damage done to Almeida, though. You can just see like he's not hurt. He's not tired. The sweat's not pouring off anybody yet. But how about round number one? Now, you had a takedown for Almeida, and you had 2 minutes and 38 seconds of control time for Almeida, but then only 2 out of 2 on the strikes. Volkov had 2 minutes, 14 seconds of control time after the reversal. and he landed 33 total strikes, 9 significant strikes. So I feel like Volkov definitely won that round. But Volkov looks exhausted on the stool. Almeida doesn't look as tired. Volkov survived the toughest test. Like, I mean, you wonder what would happen. That would be the disastrous thing. Like, the one thing you talk about coming into this fight that Volkov could not have happen and still win would be to get taken down and be on his back in the center of the octagon at the beginning of the very first round of the fight. He survived it, weathered the storm, reversed it, got almost as much control time, and then badly outstruck him. He landed 9 significant strikes. Almeida was 6 of 6 and 3 of 3. Volkov, 9 significant, 33 total. As we start round number 2, hit it, Scott. Almeida is in the yellow and green, of course, the Brazilian colors. Volkov in the red is from Moscow. He dies. But Volkov's for sure going to want to use the jab. Almeida so quick. Oh, shot in for a takedown, faked him out and hit him with a right. Now he's on that leg again and dumps him with a single. Almeida's relentless, man. So quick and so athletic for a guy 6'3" with a 79-inch reach. What a problem in the heavyweight division. And now he's got Volkov flat on his back in the middle of the octagon. Again, the same way round number 1 started is exactly what happens in round number 2. Absolutely amazing. And I see people in the chat, the heavyweight fight didn't happen yet, okay? Nobody won, stupidos. Nobody won. So stop trying to spam it for everybody. Nobody won. The fight hasn't happened yet. I think Volkov won the first round 10-9, but he's on his back here. He's in a danger zone against a lethal submission artist. How lethal? I'll tell you how lethal. He's got 13 submission wins, 8 by knockout, Almeida. And true to form here in this fight, he's got tremendous control time from the top, and that's a very big thing for him. He wanted to be a soccer player. He was in jiu-jitsu, and his training partners were training MMA, so he decided to do it. He was a doorman. He was a guard. Crazy, right? He has 11 siblings. He had an older brother, Alessandre, who disappeared after being involved with a criminal syndicate and was never seen or heard from again. Oh, Volkov's in trouble now. Almeida has his back. Volkov turtled up in the prayer position. Almeida lifting him up, trying to throw him back down. Got the trip on that leg. Volkov's a house, man. Almeida trying to wrap those arms around him and get a choke, and Volkov is just so big he can't get the arms around him. Even those pterodactyl arms he has at 79-inch reach. Went 13-2 on the Brazilian regional circuit. Won his way into the UFC on the Contender Series. And just like the anaconda, just like the python, working those arms around the trunk and neck of Volkov, who's doing a good job fending it off. Again, Volkov, a black belt, and looks like a lot more of a legit black belt than I was giving him credit for. The over and under in this fight was 1.5 rounds, and we're almost there right now. Actually, we just passed it. So if you had the over, congratulations. Unbelievable, though. This whole round control time for Almeida. Volkov trying to fight off his back again, not getting close to the cage like last round. Last round, he was able to fight him off and land a ton of strikes. Not so much in round 2. Not so much in round 2. Minute 40 left in the second round. And again, it's been a grappling match is what it's been. Ref's going to stand him up. Mark Goddard, one of the best in the biz. Almeida right back in for the double and dumps him on his ass. He's so fast. Wow, Volkov stood up, and Almeida, as soon as the ref said fight, right after he stood him up, right away, shot in. And that's one of the quickest shots I've seen in the heavyweight division. Reminds me of Cain Velasquez. Remember how fast Cain would shoot? Cardio Cain, lightning fast Cain. But Almeida with Volkov on his back, looking to pass the guard here. Hasn't been able to do it. Volkov's defense has been good. I give him that. But the 4-time performance of the night winner, who has the fewest strikes absorbed per minute in UFC history and UFC heavyweight history, the highest control time percentage in UFC heavyweight history. That's what he's doing in this fight right now. Highest top percentage, top position in UFC heavyweight history and UFC history. Most submissions per 15 minutes in UFC heavyweight division history. Most ground control time in a UFC heavyweight bout, 21 minutes and 10 seconds. Who could forget that against Derek Lewis? He hit 9 takedowns in 1 round against Curtis Blades. How about that? The number 2 2022 newcomer of the year, Jailton Almeida, is making Alexander Volkov, and now they're up by the fence, by the way. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and round 2 is over. A very different result than round number 1. Round 1, Volkov reversed it and landed a ton of strikes. This time he was on his back for the entire round except when the ref stood them up, and then he went right back on it with a double leg. So what Almeida did in that round, early in the round, he literally raced across at Volkov to throw a punch, hit him with it, and then did it again, faked it, single-legged him, held him down. Ref stands him up after a couple minutes. Instantly, as soon as the ref goes, fight, bang, right in on a lightning-fast double leg and dumped him down again. So Volkov really breathing heavy now, and that's one thing. One of the things that I look at, Aspinall would murder eye gouger Jones. So Almeida came in real quick on a punch on Volkov, dropped down, got the takedown. Jones is the greatest duck of all time. Here they come. Greatest fighter of all time, you mean. Greatest fighter of all time. Cleaned out 3 eras. 3 eras, okay? Cleaned out the legends. Shogun, Machida, Rampage, Rashad. Cleaned out the OGs. Oh, baby. Della Maddaleno and Makhachev and Shevchenko and Zhang. Then he cleaned out the guys his age. DC, Glover, all them. Jones did. And then the New Jacks, Santos, Anthony Smith, all them guys. And then he goes to heavyweight and wins that belt, destroys Ciryl Gane, who's fighting for the title next against Aspinall. Volkov looks slow with his punches, trying to throw combos up against the cage. Almeida right back in for another takedown. Volkov smartly this time dropped down with him and grabbed his left leg. Now he's looking to dump him down. Unbelievable, man. What a fight so far. 51 out of 59 for Volkov total strikes, 16 of 19 for Almeida, but 9 of 14 significant for Volkov, 5 of 7. So no significant strikes landed in round 2 by Volkov. Control time 7:26 to 2:58. They were 14 seconds apart after round 1, and Almeida 6 out of 8 on takedowns. Now, DC has his own version. He talks about, takedowns, dump downs, those types of things, but it's scored the way it's scored. So 6 out of 8. 4 minutes left. Volkov in the clench trying to throw knees. Very smart by him. Keep him in the clench and throw knees, bro. Good idea. Knees and elbows, but Almeida quickly dropping down, goes for a double. Volkov stops it, and now he's right back on the ground again. Wow, Jailton Almeida with the incredible grappling against Volkov, who's just throwing little tiny shots at his head up against his body here. And Almeida's got to get that head off to the side, tucked on the right side of Volkov. So it's just, as Dana White used to call it, or actually, yeah, Dana at times would call it a hump fest. It's kind of a hump fest here. That's what you're going to get with Jailton, though. And DC can diss him all he wants. I'd love to hear what he's saying on the commentary right now, but you know what I'm saying? Not actually happening. Just about hitting the 3-minute mark of round number 3. Obviously, it's a 3-round fight. So if you don't like hump fests, it's almost over. But a dominating performance by Almeida in round 2. I think it's anybody's fight right now, and Volkov knows it. He's on his back, though. Got the legs up, body triangle, and now he's back down flat, almost on his back, not quite. Trying to keep that left arm inside of Almeida so that he doesn't go flat on his back. Alexander Volkov, he knows it's anybody's fight. As of right now, it's literally anybody's fight. It's got to be even rounds 1 apiece because I know Volkov won round 1. But Almeida maintained control throughout round 2, won round 2. Neither round was a 10-8 round unless someone's a complete moron scoring it, which is not above, which is not, it's definitely a possibility. We'll say it that way. 2 minutes. Volkov still on the ground. Almeida up on his feet, now drops back down. Just maintaining control. They're both working. They're both moving. Goddard's not going to stand him up while they're doing that. 145 left in the round. So by virtue of the control of the last 2 rounds and the number of takedowns, it's going to have to be Almeida. I think Volkov won round number 1. So it'd be like a 29-28 fight. Volkov now gives up his back. He was trying to get up, and now he gave up his back, so he's back in the prayer position. Almeida standing over him, now drops down on top of him. Oh, he pulled it down. He's going to go for the rear naked from the bottom. He's got the arm lock across the abdomen of Volkov. This is fun. Total strikes. Volkov, 48-12 in this round, though, even though Almeida's had the control time. How do you score this fight? Glad I'm not a judge. Maybe Volkov's winning. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. I need some caffeine. Snooze fest over here. Maybe DC's right, and the rest of the heavyweight division is not any good. I mean, I hate to diss fighters. Goddard stands him up. 30 seconds left in the fight. Ciryl Gane, the number 1 contender, fighting for the title. And how about Almeida? Literally going for the double leg, taking him all the way across the octagon and scoring another one. There is some blood. I think it's coming from behind the ear of Volkov. How do you score this fight? Gane's the number 1 contender. Volkov's number 2. Almeida is number 5. Pavlovich and Blades ahead of him. And my guy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, I used to call his fights when he was just converting from being a minor league baseball player. And this one is over. Both guys put their arms up. I mean, to me, it's always kind of been cut and dry, right? Like you're on top and you control the whole last 2 rounds. You got to win. But Volkov hit him with a lot of strikes from bottom. Almeida so fast with the takedowns and great with the control time. It's got to be like fighting a boa constrictor. You know, a 6'3" Hoist Gracie with a 79-inch reach. How about that? But Volkov hit him with some good elbows, significant strikes. Almeida landed some clean shots, duck in, weaving into the takedown. What a great start to this card it was in the first fight. We got a little spoiled. 3:11 of round number 1 with the KO TKO. Murzakanov knocks out Rakic with what was the equivalent of a jab that he walked into. And now this one, the hump fest is over. And again, neither one of these guys looks like they're going to do anything against Aspinall or Ciryl Gane. And forget about John Jones. Come on. All right, let's see. Buffer's got the stick. DC gets to interview one of the 2 guys he just dissed on a hot mic with an ill-fitting suit. Love you, DC. Let's see. Oh, it's a split. Volkov breathing really heavy. Let's see. Who's your winner? Oh, Volkov got the decision. Oh, man. How they scored the strikes more. They scored the strikes more, and he was able to fend off all the submission attempts. They don't give him the win just for the control time. The win streak is over. How about that? Alexander Volkov, winner by split decision. He landed a lot of strikes in that 3rd round from his back. I told you I wouldn't have wanted to score this fight. DC interviewing him. He looks so much shorter. He's definitely about like 8-9 inches shorter. We shrink as we get older, too. So Volkov, after all these near misses, you think about this, the Derek Lewis fight, right? Being one of them. And that was a big one. The Derek Lewis fight. You think about that one. And crazy how that one worked out. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Where are we here? There it is, right here. When he lost to Derek Lewis in 2018, he won the fight for 4 minutes and 40 seconds, got knocked out late. When he fought Ciryl Gane in December of 2024, it was a split decision loss. And both of those, although one was officially a title eliminator, the fight against Lewis, the second one was too. Now he finally wins one where he could have next. He might finally fight for UFC gold. Did it the hard way, off his back, while being taken down 6 times and controlled. Unbelievable win for Volkov. I mean, you have to find ways to do it no matter what. That's a perfect illustration of that right there, as we await Nurmagomedov and Bautista coming up next. But, you look at the judges' scorecard. Everybody gave round 1 to Volkov, and 2 of the judges gave round 3 to Almeida, who won on round 2 on everybody's card. Just like I said, round 1 all Volkov, round 2 all Almeida, and then round 3, Almeida with the control time throughout the whole round, but 2 of the judges gave it to Volkov by virtue of the striking from the bottom. Just goes to show you in life, you might be on your ass, you might be on the ground, you might be on the bottom, you might even have someone on top of you, but guess what? You can still win. You can still win. Volkov, living proof of that, man, as he leaves the octagon, exits the arena right now. Fans are happy for him, and wow, he's probably going to get that next shot. Probably going to get that next shot. Wow. Really, really interesting to see that scoring. And I think, like, maybe in Vegas they don't get that scoring from the judges. I don't know. There's Dana eating it up with the crowd. Loving it. UFC at the White House. Think about that, man. Wow. Dana White. There's going to be books. There's going to be movies. There's going to be everything about this dude. Unbelievable. Wow. Whew, I need to take a breath after that one. Good win for Alexander Volkov on the heels of the knockout in the opener from Murzakanov. We're 2 fights deep into UFC 321 right here live on MMA Weekly. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We're here for all the pay-per-views. Got the big boxing matches coming up. Jake Paul fighting a great boxer for once, but nowhere near his size. We're moving in the right direction, Jake. We're moving in the right direction. We can't be sued for that, by the way. That's factual. Satisfactual. Isn't that a song? I don't even want to say what song. How about Della Maddalena and Islam, though? I mean, I thought that Dricus du Plessis had a great shot against Khamzat, and he ended up not. And I kind of feel like Della Maddalena and Makhachev is a whole different story. It's a whole different story. I think that's going to be a battle of all battles. And then Shevchenko against Zhang Weili. Valentina getting up there a little bit. Zhang Weili taking her shot at immortality, really. Pound for pound great, moving up to try to get another belt. Edwards and Prates, Dariush and Saint-Denis. Madison Square Garden in the Apple. Man, oh man. The welterweight title. Islam moving up. Makhachev to take on Della Maddalena. Vacated that 55. Justin Gaethje's pissed, looking like it's going to be Potieria. And Paddy, the whatever he is, I don't know. The last few wins he's had, guys are all on big losing streaks. And, he sells, but he's going to get his ass beat by Ilia Topuria. What? I don't even know what's going to be left of Paddy Pimblett after that fight. Is anybody feeling that, or is it just me? What do you think, Scott? I think Paddy the Baddy might be pulled out in a paddy wagon at the end of that fight. An ambulance. I know it's not a paddy. Paddy wagon's getting arrested, but he should be getting arrested for stealing a title shot from Justin Gaethje. Good Lord. Kopylov and Rodriguez on that card. Tracy Cortez and Aaron Blanchfield. Everybody's on this Mackenzie Dern kick and saying she's hot, she's this, she's that. Shows how basic all you simps are out there. I like Mackenzie Dern. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say anything else that'll get me in trouble, but she is no, pinup idol. You want a pinup idol, look for my girl Tracy Cortez. I've known her since she was about 14. That girl is awesome. She's a real, you know what I mean? She's a real one. And Tracy's on her way. She's on her way. Really, really fighting well. Putting it all together. Lost her mom and her brother at a young age. Her brother's dream was to be a UFC fighter. Don't know if you know this about Tracy Cortez. I was one of the first to tell the story years ago. Her brother was dreaming and on his way toward the UFC. And he died. Was killed. And her mother died as well. And so her whole career has been dedicated to her brother, who never got a chance to live out his UFC dream, and her mother, who never got to see Tracy live hers. And her brother Junior is also a fighter, made it to the Contender Series a couple of times, I think once, maybe twice. But anyway, Tracy getting it done. And how about Mario Bautista from the MMA lab in Arizona? Nice dude, really good fighter. He's had a really great run in the UFC. I've seen Mario, and I called some of his fights on the way up, ring announced a couple of them, and he just keeps getting better and better. But he has got a task today against Umar Nurmagomedov. That's not going to be an easy one. None of them are easy in the UFC, but you know what I'm saying. It's all relative. It is all relative. Interesting, though. Very, very interesting when I look at Mario Bautista and the career that he's been able to put together. The striking, but Nurmagomedov is, I mean, this dude, you know, you thought you'd see more from him, but, I mean, they threw him to the wolves at a very young point in his career. When you look at Umar, one of the top fighters in the bantamweight division, and we just saw Murzakanov again defend it against Corey Sandhagen. But when you look at Umar Nurmagomedov, went right fast track to the top, right? He was 18-0 after beating Corey Sandhagen by unanimous decision. And again, it was just like the first fight on this card. Just exactly like the first fight on this card when you look at Murzakanov. And he had not fought competition at the level that Rakic had fought. Again, his 3 losses in a row were to former champions Rakic. But Murzakanov got the first round knockout, and he now is on that level. And that's kind of what happened with Umar Nurmagomedov when they threw him in against Corey Sandhagen. Had not gotten to that level yet. And here comes Bautista walking out from the blue corner. More on him in a minute. But Murzakanov by unanimous decision in January of this year in Inglewood for the title. But Nurmagomedov, without that name Nurmagomedov, would he have gotten the title shot over, you know, with wins over Kelleher and Menes and Raoni Barcelos and Almacan, and then he goes up and fights Corey Sandhagen, wins by unanimous decision in Abu Dhabi. Then he loses to Merab for the title. This is his first fight since. Mario Bautista, again, from fighting out of Arizona, the MMA lab. It says Scottsdale, but MMA lab is in Glendale, not Scottsdale. He's got the second longest active win streak in UFC bantamweight division with 8. He's got a triangle armbar submission. Unbelievable. Bautista, by the way. He's a really good, well-rounded fighter. Black belt in BJJ. He's got 3 knockouts and 6 submissions, 16 wins, 2 losses. But he lost to Corey Sandhagen all the way back UFC Fight Night. It was Cejudo Dillashaw in January of 2019. He's got to use his footwork and the angles, and his cardio is insane, so we got to push that. But he lost by armbar submission to Corey Sandhagen and by TKO to Trevin Jones, but he hasn't lost since 2021. Jay Perrin, Brian Kelleher, Benito Lopez, Guido Canetti, Damon Blackshear, Ricky Simone, Jose Aldo, and last time out, yeah, not a good debut for Patchy Mix in the octagon at UFC 316 in New Jersey. Unanimous decision loss to Bautista, who's cardio for days. He's 16-2. Different beast, though, in Nurmagomedov. A very different beast. So Mario's not really a knockout artist, not really a submission artist. He wins by decision. And the only loss for Nurmagomedov was to Murzakanov for the title by decision. He's never been finished, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But wow. I mean, you want to talk about just a fight of the night against Merab. It was awesome. Merab put on a clinic, especially late in the fight. But Nurmagomedov, for being thrust into that spot so soon after a win over one real top quality ranked fighter in Sandhagen, he's got a huge control time percentage. He's a 2-time performance of the night, 1-time fight of the night. He's got an extremely high significant strike accuracy percentage, the highest in UFC bantamweight history at 63.1%. He's got the second highest striking differential in the division's history at 3.0, the second highest control time percentage in bantamweight division history at 44.5%. Unbelievable, man. Huge takedown rate. 7 wins by submission. So Mario, being the black belt in jiu-jitsu, is going to have his work cut out for him tonight. Nurmagomedov's going to want to keep the distance and use his kicks in this fight. Use his kicks, but that submission game is amazing, right? Former WMAA bantamweight champion. This fight was supposed to be last week, main event at Fight Night 262, and now here it is, third down from the top tonight. Of course, coming up next, the two title fights, Jandiroba, Mackenzie Dern for the women's strawweight, and Tom Aspinall finally defending the heavyweight belt, and this time it'll be against Ciryl Gane, who was fast-tracked, and then he fought John Jones. So Bautista at 32, Nurmagomedov 29, 5'8" versus 5'9". One weighed in at 136, the other 139, 5.5, and they both have a 69-inch reach. Both incredible warriors with great gas tanks and tremendous grappling. Nurmagomedov's going to be a better wrestler, but they're both great on the ground. Buffer making the intros. We're almost ready. Of course, the cousin of Khabib, Usman Nurmagomedov, the nephew of the great, legendary, rest in peace, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, Eagles MMA camp. Umar is a combat sambo world champion, as was seemingly everyone that Abdulmanap trained. Gas tanks for days in this fight. Warriors. Nobody's going to tap here, I don't think. I don't think Nurmagomedov's ever going to tap. Not with Khabib as a cousin. You see Khabib on the viral video this week where the influencer went in there and he goes, brother, you bring all these people here and you want tap? You bring all these people here and you want tap, brother? And he wouldn't let go of the arm bar. He's like, let go of my arm. Yes, I want to tap. He's like, brother, you bring all the, and Khabib's like, his breath, his heart rate's not even at all climbing. Brother, you tap in front of all, really? You bring all your friends just to tap? And he's just like laughing at him. Unbelievable. Different breed. And you know, the Dagestani effect is real. Jason Herzog, the ref. Man, this is interesting. Round number 1 about to start. Bautista with the opportunity of a lifetime against Umar Nurmagomedov. Oh, baby. Where are the odds at for this fight? And round number 1 is underway. They meet in the center of the octagon, and I think my feed's about a minute off. And right away, Bautista threw a leg kick caught by Nurmagomedov, and he's got Bautista's back in the middle of the octagon, although Bautista's got one arm on the canvas and 2 feet. Makes his way over toward the cage. I don't think that was actually a takedown. Yeah, they scored it 1. Okay, that is a takedown. But Bautista right back up. Oh, and he's dumped. Nurmagomedov had his arms around the waist and just picked him up and threw him on the ground. Ragdoll, living in the movies. Yeah, he's already got some good control time. Bautista working for, I don't know. Oh, he's working for a heel hook. That is, yeah, he's got that foot twisting, turning. Nurmagomedov rolling away from it to escape the potential submission. Nice job by him. Now he's got Bautista right flat on his back. So Nurmagomedov minus 650, the favorite coming in. Bautista plus 425, and it looks like it so far. Nurmagomedov maintaining top position. We're at about the 3.5-minute mark. Yeah, I'm about a minute behind on my feed. But so far, Nurmagomedov landing some strikes from the top. Again, they're not sweaty. Makes all the difference in the world when you're not sweaty and you're grappling. You know what I'm saying? It's a little tough once the sweat starts pouring off to do things like maintain control. Bautista trying to squirm his way out, can't do it. Nurmagomedov just insane with the grappling. So strong. They're all so strong. So much stronger than their size would indicate for their body weight. And thinking about it, he's landed 22 of 23 strikes, Nurmagomedov. That's insane. 3 minutes plus of control time. Live odds going up to minus 700 right now for Nurmagomedov because he has not allowed Mario Bautista to do anything. Bautista tried to throw a right leg kick just to tap that lead leg to start the round. He must have known that was coming right away. And great job by the coaches. Right away, just came right in and went for the single leg and dumped him down. It hasn't gotten up since. And he's doing what they all do. He's in between the legs, moving forward. His head's against the chest. He'll pop up, throw an elbow, pop up, throw a punch, continue to drive forward with those legs into the hips of Bautista. Round number 1 coming to a close here soon. And we'll catch it up all the way after this fight. 2 minutes left on my clock in the round. But Nurmagomedov is absolutely mauling Mario Bautista. I mean, he looks like they all look. Khabib, Islam, but what makes Islam, in my opinion, the best out of all them, and yes, I said it, is his ability to do damage with the strikes is, I think, way above even what Khabib was. And I don't think you can argue that. His ability to finish, his ability to strike and beat you in different ways. He's more explosive, more athletic, I think, than any of them. Islam Makhachev, who's going up to welterweight to face Della Maddalena for the title next month in New York City. But Bautista not breathing heavy. He's fought off all the submission attempts. He's all right in there. He's just getting dominated. And, you know, I mean, everybody loves to throw out 10-8 round, but I don't think so. I think it'll be a 10-9 round. Let's see. Just about the 1 minute mark here. And Nurmagomedov, not even, I mean, the heart rate doesn't even elevate. That's one thing I learned in working with Henry Cejudo when he was becoming Triple C at Neuroforce One, Innovative Performance in Scottsdale, Arizona, is they determined that Henry's heart rate would actually go down when he was wrestling because it was his comfort zone. And that's where Nurmagomedov is right now. The heart rate goes down. End of round 1 coming up. Mario Bautista just controlled it. Now, the body triangle is locked in firmly by Nurmagomedov as Mario continues to try to fight off the attempts for the rear naked choke here. Doing a good job of that. Again, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, training with John Crouch and Benson Henderson, right? I mean, come on. But unbelievable control time in round number 1, like literally almost the entire round. 10 seconds. Not going to get a finish here. We're going to see round 2, and Bautista's going to get a chance to regroup. Might not want to lead with that leg kick again, bro. Just saying. Wow. 4 minutes, 37 seconds of control time in round 1 for Nurmagomedov, who hit 35 of 36 significant strikes. 2 of 2 on the takedowns. I mean, again, Bautista kind of got up and got dumped back down. Really not another takedown. Mario, 9 of 9 on the strikes, 1 of 1 on the significant. No significant strikes for Nurmagomedov. But a very easy round to score for Umar Nurmagomedov. And Mario Bautista looking overmatched in there. He's breathing in the corner. His coach is talking to him, and I wonder what you're saying. There's Randy Steinke, longtime MMA Lab staple. I used to call his fights on a local and regional circuit. John Crouch, the head coach. Man, in there against a killer. Let's see as we get set to start round number 2. Bautista out of the blue corner. Nurmagomedov, who, he pushed Merab Dvalishvili, if you want to talk about that. I mean, he gave Merab his best fight out of anyone. And hit it, Scott. Round number 2. Bautista aggressively takes the center of the octagon. You like seeing that. Oh, Nurmagomedov with a quick head kick attempt. Missed him with it. Bautista landing a couple of shots early. 4:40 left in the round. Oh, man. Nurmagomedov so quick with the takedown attempts. Mario scrambling away like a running back breaking a tackle in football. Oh, they stand and trade, and Bautista lands a couple of big shots. Nice knee up the middle, and Nurmagomedov just misses with a left-hand kill shot hook. But Mario Bautista buried a knee right under the chin of Nurmagomedov, who now, chest to chest takes him down. Just out, wow. Just leg strength right there. They got chest to chest in an exchange of punches, and Nurmagomedov literally just overpowered him onto his back. So that's his third takedown of the fight in 4 attempts. And, man, it's a tough spot for Mario Bautista to be in again. On his back. No, Nurmagomedov's not going to get a Darce there. No. But Mario Bautista fought as well as you could possibly fight there for a couple of minutes. He gave up his back now. Uh-oh. This is not looking good for Mario Bautista. 328. He's got, and Nurmagomedov's got that body triangle completely locked in. Bautista's going nowhere. He's working for the rear naked, and you can only fight this off for so long. Now he switches legs on the triangle. Bautista with that black belt in jiu-jitsu doing everything he can to avoid the submission here. I don't think he's going to hold him off for much longer. I could be wrong, and I want to see this fight go another round because it's very entertaining. Bautista doing what he has to do. He's just literally, he gave up his back. The body triangle's completely locked. Punches from Nurmagomedov from bottom, pulling on that head and that neck and that chin, trying to stretch it out, pull it off his head, his shoulders. Bautista scrambling toward the fence. He gets up against the cage. Wow, Nurmagomedov going, and he dumps him back down. And then Mario spins away. They're back on the feet with 2:30 left. Bautista misses with a wild right. Wow, there's no quit and no give in Mario Bautista, and I could have told you that from the second I've met this kid and known him forever. Proud of him for the effort he's making, but he's in there against a killer right now. This dude's going to be a champ at some point, Umar. You just have to know. You can see it. Bautista trying to throw an elbow in tight, almost connected with it. Try to hit him with a couple of Conor McGregor, Cowboy Cerrone shoulders, if you remember those. Oh, another chest-to-chest takedown from Umar. So strong, man. He's like, I don't need a single leg or a double leg. I'll just get chest-to-chest and throw you on the ground like I do the Bears back home. I mean, wow. Just relentless with the takedown attempts. Right in succession. 4 out of 5 on takedowns. About 7.5 minutes of control time for Nurmagomedov. An easy right now decision he's coasting toward. Who is going to beat the champ? I saw someone in the chat say Umar can't beat the champ. Who can? Who's going to beat Merab? I mean, and who'd have thought Merab would become the most lovable little dude on the planet? At his after parties, dancing around. Oh, my God, he's so funny. I actually love that dude. And I got to know him because I knew Weidman a lot, really well back in the day. So I know Longo and Sarah and all those guys. And, you know, Aljamain, who just got married. Shout out to the champ, Aljamain Sterling, former champ. Congrats on the wedding. I hope your wife knows she got a player for life. That's a Tupac song. Come on, you guys. Stay with me here. Stay with me. 56 out of 69 total strikes for Nurmagomedov at this point. 27 out of 54 for Mario, but 4 out of 5 on takedowns and 7:39 of control time for Umar. This is a clinic. This is a Khabib Nurmagomedov-like clinic. This is a Dagestani ass whooping. That's what they do. They take you down. They smother you. They just consistently come at you, and they do not stop. But the thing about Umar, he's quick and very powerful with the strikes, the kicks and the punches. He throws combos like nobody's business. Those head kicks, they're quick. Mario's really doing well in there, minus the takedown defense. But the last minute of the round, he's been up fighting on the feet. All right, so Bautista's going to have to score a finish to win this fight, no doubt about it, as we hit the end of round number 2. What an unbelievable performance so far. And I would say a great performance by Bautista, too, to avoid the submission. I mean, you're talking about a total of about 2.5 minutes of this fight. He's had his back taken with a body triangle locked in and managed to avoid the rear naked, which is incredible. There aren't 10 or 15 fighters in the world, maybe, who could do that against Nurmagomedov. So props to Mario for that. And he's landing strikes. He's 28 out of 56, 50%, 13 significance. He's outstriking Nurmagomedov in terms of the significant strikes. Total strikes, not so much. But, man, he did, hit him with a nice knee that stunned him and a punch to back it up. But Nurmagomedov's so fast with the takedowns and so strong maintaining top position. See right here. My feed got stuck behind here, guys. I'll get it caught up after. Let's see. A little frozen here. Bear with us for a second. And we are just about to start the third round. I know that. Oops. Give me a second. All right, guys, I'm going to do the best I can here. Lost the stream. Here it comes. It's coming back. But they're about 2 minutes into round number 3. And already Umar's got another takedown and more ground control. So let's see here. Oops. Okay, here we go. A dominating performance by the Dagestani fighter, Umar Nurmagomedov, as they fight in round 3. I have it at 4:04 left, Scott. There we go. We picked it back up. Had a little trouble with the stream there. And we got it. 3:50 and counting remaining. It froze up on you there. I'm not going to try to catch it up again. Oh, wow. Umar just was turtled up from some strikes and then shot off those legs from a crouch position like a baseball catcher and shot the takedown on Mario. And now he's got him by the back in the center of the octagon. Mario's got the one hand on the mat. Obviously, no knees to a downed opponent, Petr Yan, against Aljamain. So he's got the one arm on the mat, but he's got his back completely taken. Umar drags him down again, going for the back. Can't quite get it. Great defense by Mario Bautista. Tremendous job. Umar has not been able to drag him down yet as we hit the 3-minute mark. But badly outstriking him, 69-31, 17-16 significance, 8 of 11 on takedowns, and 9:45 of control time. Single legs him again. Wow. 9 takedowns. Almost 10 minutes of control time for Umar Nurmagomedov. Dominating performance, by the way. And I know a lot of you would have expected this, right? And it was the opportunity of a lifetime for Mario Bautista, ranked number 9. Umar's tied for second with Petr Yan. So obviously Chito just fought and lost. Figueiredo's at 6, Song Yadong 5, Corey Sandhagen, who just lost to Merab, is at number 4. So you got to think that, and Sean O'Malley sitting there at number 1, but Merab kind of owns him, right? So you're looking at maybe Petr Yan and Merab coming up, right? But this one, Umar Nurmagomedov is throwing his name in the hat. And I'd love to see Nurmagomedov and Petr Yan fight. That'd be a lot of fun. Because he is toying with a very, very good fighter in Mario Bautista from the MMA Lab in Glendale, Arizona. We're under 2 minutes left in the fight. Don't forget Mackenzie Dern, Werner Jandiroba coming up next for the vacated strawweight strap in the women's division. Zhang Wei Li moving up next month at MSG to fight Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight. Umar Nurmagomedov trying to pin Mario on his back, can't do it. So now he rolls back over and now looking to try to take his back again. Still can't do it. Mario Bautista, and that's the sweat coming in, right? I told you about when they get sweaty. It's very, very tough to maintain control, but Umar's not letting go. Make no mistake, he's got his back. He's got that lock. You know, he's got his arms across the midsection of Mario Bautista, not letting go, trying to work it into a single leg. Got about a minute left in this fight. See if it goes the distance. Moral victory for Bautista be about all it is right now. And then after Dern and Jandiroba for the women's strawweight, don't forget Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, the baddest man on the planet besides John Jones, walk out of the Etihad Arena tonight in Abu Dhabi, place the UFC loves to be. Why wouldn't they? They make a ton of money every time they go there. "20 seconds left in the fight. Wow, look at this. Bautista's going to make it to the final. Yeah, he's going to lose a 30-27 decision, but he's going to make it all the way through. Just about 10 seconds left. They're standing up in the middle, trading. Bautista needs a Hail Mary knockout, Yair Rodriguez style. To Nurmagomedov's credit, he's throwing hands. Face-to-face, Bautista misses with a head kick. Nurmagomedov dances away, and that's going to be a wrap on this one. Yeah, that's going to be a 30-27 right there. Nice job by Mario Bautista, though. I mean, I'm proud of my guy. Known him forever, like I said. Habib's the first one in there to congratulate his cousin. Dominating performance by Umar. You know, just picking him up and throwing him a bunch of times. Takedowns. I mean, you want to hear some numbers in this fight. We are talking 71 out of 101 total strikes, 18 out of 45 significant, 10-46 of control time, 10 out of 14 in takedowns. So while it didn't work for Almeida against Volkov, very different for Umar Nurmagomedov. Mario Bautista will fall to 16-3. Nurmagomedov will go to 19-1. I mean, he was a minus 700 favorite coming in. Here's a question for you. Is Khabib Nurmagomedov a better coach or was he a better fighter? That's a tough one. Not sure. We got 2 more fights left. How about this card so far, though? Murzakanov with the TKO KO, 311 first round over Alexander Rakic. Alexander Volkov survives the onslaught of Jailton Almeida to win by split decision. And, of course, Umar Nurmagomedov, unanimous decision has to be over Mario Bautista. It's humbling to get dominated like that when you've pretty much been the guy who dominates everyone and make the UFC. That's where you know the levels come in. Oh, DC and Khabib. There's always little antics going on there between DC and Khabib. But, of course, Umar wearing the Khabib hat. Yeah, the prelims were great, by the way. There was a head kick knockout and a heel hook submission. How can they be bad? And the rest of them went the distance. I don't mind when there's not a finish. I love it when great fights go the distance. Jones Gustafsson, for example. The first one, out the second one. Merab and Umar. I mean, does Umar he's got to get another shot sooner or later. What's going to happen here, though? What are we going to see next for him? Very interesting, so they say. Wherever you're joining us from all over the world, thank you for being here on MMA Weekly. And, you know, Nurmagomedov beat him on the feet, too. I'm just saying. He took him down 10 times, controlled him forever, but he actually really beat him on the feet, too. Complete performance by Umar. You can see how much better he's getting with every fight. And how much confidence does it give you to take the champ the distance and you've only fought one big name in Sanhagen, right? But again, you're training with Khabib and Islam every day, bro. I mean, come on. When you're training with Khabib, who many people consider to be the GOAT, I don't, not even close. Maybe top 5, but the scheduling, the matchups, the timing, not his fault. But yeah, I don't think he fought the level of competition that some of the others did, the Silvas, the GSPs, and the Joneses. But man, the Khabib tree, the Abdulmanap tree, Islam, Umar, what a performance by Umar Nurmagomedov. I just have to give it to him. It's incredible, man, to dominate. And you're talking about elite fighters. Mario Bautista is about as elite as you can get in this division. Yeah, I do like Merab. Definitely, John. I do. I didn't. I didn't because I love Henry and he beat Henry. But then I really wanted O'Malley to win. I wanted O'Malley to become a huge superstar. I love the whole notion of Conor McGregor being the biggest star in the world. I love the larger-than-life star, the Technicolor Gen Z drip of Sean O'Malley. No match at all for Merab. Merab's a beast. And the best, I think Umar fought Merab the toughest. But wow, Umar Nurmagomedov. Look at DC with that photo with that team. You got Khabib, you got Javier right in there, Mendez. I'm just going to say it, by the way. Free Cain Velasquez. What the hell's he still doing in jail? Someone molests my kid 100 times, I'll shoot their freaking face off. Get him out of there, man. One of the greatest guys I've ever known. One of the nicest humans. I've known Cain forever. He's done favors for me. I've seen him show up at 8 a.m. at fundraisers by himself, no entourage, a week after he beat the brakes off of Brock Lesnar, which, by the way, is 10 years ago. Free Cain Velasquez. Come on. Kamaru Usman's still over there, thinking he's going to win 2 titles and then retire. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to marry Sydney Sweeney and be the next president. But that ain't going to happen. And it's not going to happen for you either, Kamaru. Sorry. Love you, bro. But hey, I mean, the pride of a champion. And Kamaru coming in against Khamzat. And as great as Khamzat looked against Dricus du Plessis, I mean, is Khamzat Chimaev not the best fighter in the world? He's my number one. Who the hell's beating that guy? I want to see him fight Poatan. Freedom is a must. Free Cain. There we go. I mean, we got purple-haired idiots protesting all over streets, tipping over police cars, attacking people, pink-haired 400-pound fat girls telling people who are going to speak on college campuses to watch their neck like Charlie Kirk, and Cain Velasquez is in jail. I mean, what the hell's wrong with us? Spiraling toward hell with the devil drooling every step of the way. Come on, bring him to me. There's my political rant for the show. It's not even political. It's just humanity. Free Cain Velasquez. I would shudder to think, like, what are you going to do? I would love to face that judge. Your Honor. There's no honor in that judge. No honor. Let that judge's kid go through what Cain's kid went through. And then tell me he deserves to be in jail. You know the words that want to come out of my mouth right now about that judge? I'd have a SWAT team outside my window in 40 seconds. I swear to God I would. And it'd be worth it. Yo, Dragon, I'm not going to say the rest of your name, Dragon, but it's a great name. Cain and JDS, I was front and center cage side for all those, as was Scott, by the way. The one in Houston was the best one. The one where Cain's head dislodged the cage. The cage came out from his head. It was Cain beat the brakes off that dude for 4.5 rounds. JDS is one of the toughest humans I've ever encountered in my life. Cain Velasquez tore his ass up for 4.5 rounds before he finally was able to finish him. That was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in a loss. JDS and Cain. The one in Houston at 166. You remember that one, Scott? One of the best fights I've ever seen in my life. Love, 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 love that fight. Speaking of which, does anybody think Mackenzie Dern has a chance here? Anyone? Bueller? Does Mackenzie Dern have an Ice Cube's chance in hell in this fight? She's actually the favorite at minus 140, plus 120 for Jandiroba. Mackenzie Dern falls in love with her striking. Much like, what was the deal with that guy? Did anybody see that guy at the press conference? How many times a week do you squat? How much do you squat? That's what Dana's talking about with the biggest wimps in the world covering the baddest men and women on the planet. Hey, girl, do you squat? How much do you squat? Who gives a shit how much she squats? You waste valuable time in a press conference to ask a dumbass question like that. They need me back in that room, Scott. You guys can look at the videos. They need me back in. Oh, come on, Chief Rocka. The Lord Chief Rocka number one, Chief Rocka. The Lord Chief Rocka number one. Boom, shakalaka. I bet you didn't expect me to do that, Chief Rocka. I bet you did not expect me to do that. I go back. This is 94. Lords of the Underground. Chief Rocka. Boom, Chief Rocka. All right, so orthodox, right? And Mackenzie Dern lands 3.3 strikes per minute. And so she has an advantage there over Jandiroba. But the jiu-jitsu in this fight is what I'm here to see. I would pay to see them just roll, wouldn't you? I mean, these two, I would pay to see them roll. They're both black belts. And of course, Mackenzie Dern. Imagine growing up with her father, Megaton. What's your dad's name? Megaton. Oh, shit. He could beat my dad's ass. I'm not even going to question that one. Yeah, there you go, Chief Rocka. What's your other favorite song on that album? Well, boom, shakalak. I got the flavors. I like Here Come the Lords. Hey, yo, Funky, wake up. Turn the radio up. It's us. It's us. Yeah, listen to the cut. You brought me back, Chief Rocka. You're my favorite today. Now throw a super chat up there and you'll be my friend forever. Just kidding. Mackenzie Dern. How about Megaton Diaz? He's one of the greatest grappling competitors of all time. She grew up going back and forth between Arizona, where I am, and Brazil. Fluent in English and Portuguese. 5'4", 115 pounds. Everybody seems to think she's one of the matinee idols in the UFC. And seeing that face-off between she and Jandiroba. Wow, man. The intensity right there. Mackenzie graduated high school in Arizona. 6 first-place finishes at the Asian Open. You know what I'm saying? This girl is an ADCC world champion at 60 kilos. She's a North American champion. She's a world jiu-jitsu champion, 1 gold, 2 bronzes, a champion nonetheless. A no-gi world jiu-jitsu champion 2 times over. A pan jiu-jitsu champion. European, Asian, World Cup. I could go on. There's 100 more. I mean, she's just that girl. You know what I'm saying? But then when you're talking about Verna, this girl is, she's a hard knock life girl. Former Invicta strawweight champion. You know what I mean? And number 9 in women's pound for pound right now. Where are we at with the rankings in this fight? Let me take a peek. Who's a better fighter? Islam? Potieria? Who's your pound for pound? Hamzat? No one's beating Hamzat, dude. That whole division might as well just go on vacay. I got a leg injury. I need to rehab for 18 months. Who's going to fight that dude? No one's going to beat him. I'm just telling you right now. Nobody. But Jandiroba is the number 1 contender. And Mackenzie's ranked number 5. So you got Lemos ahead of her. You got Yan Janan. You got Tatiana Suarez up there. But, man, what an opportunity for Mackenzie Dern. Kind of like Mario Bautista just had against Umar. And he got dominated. And Almeida, even though he dominated the takedowns and the control time, Volkov, the wily veteran of 39 fights in the octagon, outstruck him. And then our opener today was really awesome to see because, you just always want to know if a guy's for real. First time he fights a real deal guy, what does he do? Well, Murzakanov answered that bell and then some, goes to 16-0 with a round 1 TKO on a jab against Rakic, who has now lost 4 in a row. But the 3 before that, Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prohashka, Magomed Ankalaev, champ. Murzakanov entering elite level mixed martial arts in the light heavyweight division. And then you had the heavyweight fight right after that. Then the bantamweights, Bautista gets worked by Nurmagomedov 30-27 across the board, unanimous. Mackenzie Dern making her way to the octagon. Who here is a Mackenzie Dern fan? Make some noise. Give some shout outs in the comments. Scott will throw them up there. Who thinks Mackenzie Dern's going to win this fight? Make some noise through the chat. Throw it on up there. Does Dern win? There you go, PC. Throw it up in the chat. I'm from Turkmenistan or whatever it said. Yes, Umar won. Nurmagomedov. WTF this guy talking about? I'm talking about Umar Nurmagomedov with a 30-27, 30-27, 30-27 unanimous decision win over Mario Bautista. That's what I'm talking about. Volk lost to Aspinall before. Yes, he did. But he's never had that title shot, and he's been 1 fight away twice and lost in heartbreaking fashion both times. Plus, the heavyweight division ain't about ish right now. Hello from India. Roll call. Let's go. Loving it. Loving it here, guys. We got the early start. We knew the numbers wouldn't be as big as they always are. We had 1.5 million for Hamzat last time out. And who knows? We still have time. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Here we are on MMA Weekly. Most submissions in UFC strawweight history. Most performance awards. She makes a lot of money anyway, in so many ways. There's another old school hip hop song, Warren G. In so many ways. It's kind of easy when you listen to the G'd up sound. All right, so Mackenzie Dern's ready to go. Obviously, world-class jiu-jitsu, fell in love with her striking. Her striking's gotten so much better throughout her UFC career. as we await the arrival of Jandiroba. Mackenzie went on maternity leave in 2018-19 and came back a much better fighter after becoming a mom. It usually doesn't go that way. Said having a baby centered her. She went through a nasty split, breakup, divorce, whatever. Haven't we all? Listening from Chile. Thank you, brother. All right. Claudio Ortiz, thank you so much. Netherlands. Yeah. Look at this. Worldwide. Senegal. Ciryl Gane by unanimous decision. I'd love to see someone shut Aspinall up. The way he just chased Jones around, I would have done the same thing. Could never compel Jones to fight him. And all you people who think Jones is afraid of Aspinall, come on, man. I don't even want to dignify that with a response. The guy's the greatest fighter of all time. He's not afraid of anybody. Not afraid of anybody, man. No fighter's afraid of any other fighter. If you're afraid of anyone, you're not getting in there. Period. 4 times Mackenzie Dern, performance of the night. I mean, she's fought a who's who. Unbelievable. I mean, her husband got in a fight with her old coach. She's had a crazy career over money. 4-time performance of the night, 3-time fight of the night, second most post-fight bonuses in UFC women's strawweight division history. Joanna Jacek, I would assume, has to be number 1. New Zealand. What up, New Zealand? SoCal, Blackbeard cigar shorts. Wow, tied Ronda Rousey for second most post-fight bonus in UFC women's history. Jessica Andrade. I was wrong. It's not Joanna. Croatia says, let's go, Tom. Oh, my God. Look at the Jandiroba hat. I don't know if she looks like the guy in Dig Dug or Jungle King. I don't know what that hat is. I really don't. It's got to be something that's symbolic, and I don't mean to make fun of it. I just, in my limited American mushroom brain, I don't know what it is. But at least I admit it. Second most submission wins in UFC history for Mackenzie Dern, UFC women's history. And she's coming off back-to-back wins over Lupi Godinez and Amanda Ribas after back-to-back losses from Jessica Andrade by TKO and Amanda Lemos by decision. That's Mackenzie Dern. But how about Virna Jandiroba? She's 5'3", got a 64-inch reach, former Invicta champion. She lost, obviously, to Mackenzie Dern. You guys know this is a rematch. So that was all the way back in 2020, back when they made us stay 6 feet away from each other and get shots and wear masks for no reason. Remember those days. She lost to Carla Esparza, too, April of 2019. And Amanda Ribas in 2021. But since then, man, Angela Hill. And Angela Hill's lost more tough decisions than anybody in UFC history. But she beat Angela Hill by unanimous decision. Marina Rodriguez, Lupi Godinez by decision. Then she submitted Amanda Lemos, and she beat Yan Jinan by decision. That's why she's ranked all over them. Watching from South. What up, Frederick? Keep saying where you're from, and I will shout you out. Scott will throw you up. Who do you think's going to win this fight? Jandiroba's 5 years older. Mackenzie's an inch taller and has a 1 inch shorter reach. Obviously, Dern, Croatia. Obviously, Dern has the advantage grappling, but not by much. Ciryl Gane, every African supporting Ciryl Gane, our black brother. France, says Mael Batil. I hope I said that right. South Africa. Gotta love this. Buffer's jacket is off the chain. Off the chain. Mackenzie's got the cornrows. Jandiroba has like the teenage, my son has it. A lot of the girls have it now. North Korea. Swamp Donkey. What a name. I need to change my handle, Scott. Swamp Donkey. Alaska in the house. Mark Goddard gets the co-main. I guess Herzog's got the main. All right, the strawweight title on the line. Zhang Weili vacates it. Dave and Patty from New Hampshire. What up, Dave and Patty? I'm from New England, from Connecticut. My uncle lived in Londonderry with my cousins and my aunt growing up. Londonderry, New Hampshire, on the King Streets. King Charles, King Edward. They were all named after kings in Londonderry. In fact, he had a fundraiser at his house in the late 80s. And George H.W. Bush went to my uncle's house for a fundraiser when Reagan was running for re-election. Or was it when he was running for president after Reagan's 2 terms? One of the two. Let's go Aspinall from Arkansas. Dern from Montreal. France in the house. Yeah, baby. Look at this. This is worldwide. I guess, does that make me Mr. Worldwide? I would never want to be Pitbull. But, I mean, shout out to Pitbull. I just lived in Miami for 12 years when he was coming up, and I was like, Miami rap is trash. Trick love the kids. But Pitbull did great for himself. Team Tom from South Africa. It's going to be a good fight. Boxing against Muay Thai. This is like the origins of Ultimate Fighting. The boxer versus the Muay Thai specialist in the main event, UFC 321 for the... Oh, this is amazing. Pensacola, Florida. Redneck Riviera in the house. That's not an insult. I have family that lives there. Some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. Speaking of Redneck Riviera, Alabama. Rooting for Mackenzie. UK, Amsterdam. I love Alabama too, by the way. Great place. Iran, the Iron Sheik. Iran, number 1. Arkansas, let's go. Netherlands. Oh, man. England. Oh, we know who England's rooting for. I lived in Londonderry when I was a kid. Did you live on the King Streets? See that? Right nearby. My cousins were the Molanders. Ken Molander, Robin, Wendy, Tracy, and Todd are my cousins. Pam's my aunt, if you knew any of them. If you did, holy cannoli is all I'm going to say. Adam from Ohio, what's up? I almost swear like 1,000 times. Kentucky here, Maine, UK, and they're about to start Mackenzie Dern and Jandiroba. Oh, I can't wait. You know, I like Mackenzie Dern very much, and I hope she does well in this fight. I've known her for years. Good girl. It hasn't always been the easiest to have. There's stories about her training at gyms and, you know, different teams, different coaches. But, hey, that happens, right? When you're an athlete. You got to find the right fit. And everybody who says something negative about her, it's because of something like that. Viva la France, says Mel. Listening in my car from New Jersey. How about that, Vittorio? Oh, Mackenzie coming out aggressive with the strikes. She looks nice and fluid and quick on her feet. Jandiroba's got the 2 knee braces on. I don't know what that's all about. Mackenzie looks a little quicker with the strikes. They both look good. I mean, they're both great fighters. Texas for Aspinall. Everything's bigger in Texas. Loving the heavyweight main event. Gane and Aspinall. 2 great dudes. May the best win from the French Riviera. They are both great guys. Both really get it, enjoying life. Missoula, Montana. Team Tom from South Africa. Meanwhile, Dern and Jandiroba trading flurries and strikes, and they're each kind of popping in and out. England in the house. Still kind of dancing around. The energy's there. Mackenzie outstriking. No takedowns as of yet. No takedowns. Oh, nice left from Mackenzie Dern. A hook right across the jaw of Jandiroba, who goes in for the double leg. Stuffed by Mackenzie Dern. The head movement on point from both of these girls so far. Looking good. Looking good in round 1. Stiff jab from Mackenzie. Rocks Jandiroba and backs her up. Hope you're enjoying the chat. Hope you're enjoying the live fight companionship. Nice right by Jandiroba. If you want to super chat us, you can do that. But please make sure you at least give us a like and a sub. We really appreciate you for that. From the White House lawn on my phone, just spoke with DJT, and he says he's voting for Colby to win tonight. Yeah, from the White House lawn. How about from the Monica Lewinsky ballroom? Did you guys see that? That was hilarious. Oh, takedown from Jandiroba. Hillary Clinton posted, and this is not political. She wrote, "This is your house. This is our house. Look what he's doing to it." And he goes, "Yup, and I'm going to name it the Monica Lewinsky Ballroom." You should know not to come at the king. Come on, man. You're not going to beat that dude on social media. Not going to happen. Jandiroba in top position. 2.5 minutes left, round 1. The Monica Lewinsky Ballroom. Oh, you're welcome, Tariq Rahman at the gym and listening. Thank you for this. Who's winning? It's very tough. We're almost at the end of round number 1. Mackenzie is outstriking her quite a bit, but a couple of takedowns so far for Jandiroba, which is interesting because you would think Mackenzie would be the better grappler, but 2 takedowns for Verna. So a very tough round to score as we get close to the end of round number 1. We're under 2 minutes. I shouldn't say close to the end. Both girls back up on their feet. Mackenzie lands a knee. So Dern has controlled the striking, but Jandiroba, the takedowns. Uh-oh, I should have known. Here come the Trump one. Trump 2028. Is Tom versus Gane after this? Yes. Who thinks Cyryl's going to be gone after this one? Or who thinks Cyryl's going to be champ? I thought Ciryl would be champ. I had him pegged for a future champion 5 years ago. Scott could tell you this. Jeff Kane will tell you this. We did shows years ago, and as he was on his way up, I'm like, this dude's going to be a champ. The only reason he's not, in my mind, is because he ran into John Jones and got choked out. But I think the lights were too bright for him that night. I think he was too much in awe of Jones. I think he didn't let his talent show. Easy for me to say, right? As I sit here with a microphone in front of my fat face. Well, I don't have a fat face. I used to have a fat face. My fat mouth, how about that? And my fat forehead. 5 head. Used to be a 5 head. Now it's a whole head. It's shape. The girls are just kind of sitting across from each other, crisscross applesauce, trading punches. It's kind of funny. 2 takedowns for Jandiroba. Almost 2 minutes of control time. Got 35 seconds left in the round. Mackenzie outstriking her 46-35, 28-18. Significant. How do you score this round? How? Interesting. 15 seconds left in the round. I don't know how to score this one. I mean, I really don't. It's very close. As the odds would indicate, minus 140 for Dern, plus 120 for Jandiroba coming in. 5 seconds in the round. 4, 3, 2, 1. They end round 1 in the clinch up against the fence, and I don't know how to score that round. 2 takedowns and almost 2 minutes of control time for Jandiroba against the elite jiu-jitsu champion. Am I believing in Ciryl today? Aspinall so quick, man. Rob from England, currently in Abu Dhabi, saw Dern around the hotel today looking very confident. She's got this. But am I believing in Ciryl? I think he's got the well-rounded repertoire to win the fight if he can survive Aspinall's hands early. So quick. So quick. I don't know how to score round 1 of this fight. The judges could have seen it either way. They go with the takedowns, but Dern rocked her with a couple of stiff jabs, hit her with a couple of hard rights. But Mackenzie's going to want to watch the leg kicks because 2 leg kicks led to takedowns. Her coaches are going to want to tell her that. Gane wins. After John beats you, it destroys your career or makes it. UFC is going to screw Jandiroba. They don't even give her mic time when she wins. Interesting. Oh boy, Dennis, I'm not reading that. Here they come, round 2, Scott. Center of the octagon, Mackenzie firing off combos to start the round. Very fluid, very quick, very nice with her boxing. The angles, the footwork. Oh, there's Mackenzie's first takedown attempt. Jandiroba back against the cage. And she's a strong girl, man. Those biceps popping, the striations of the muscles of Verna Jandiroba. 4.5 minutes, round number 2. I don't know who I give round 1 to. I reserve judgment. Tom Aspinall by knockout, says AR. When do these fights move to Paramount? January. Don't sleep on these women fights. They're ruthless. I agree. I think women are better technically than men. Men fall in love with highlights. Everybody in the NBA wants to dunk and hit threes. You know what I'm saying? Baseball, a little different maybe, but the fundamentals, like if you watch women's tennis, men's, it's all about power, aces. Women, serve and volley. The skills are incredible in female fighting. They're both, really. They're all great. They're all great fighters. Early finish or decision, Aspinall and Gane. The longer the fight goes, the more I favor Ciryl Gane. I think Aspinall wins in the first 2 rounds by KO, TKO if he wins. The longer it goes, the more it goes towards a decision. Ciryl Gane loves that. Not that he can't catch Aspinall and knock him out. Make no mistake, he can. But this fight here is legit. This is fight of the night right now so far. Oh, Jandiroba. Mackenzie Dern came in for a kick, and Jandiroba with a single leg dumps her back on the ground again. Wow. Mackenzie Dern, the world champion grappler, is being badly out-grappled in this match, and she's winning on the feet. She's landing elbows from the bottom, pounding the front of the forehead of Jandiroba. Wow. Just joined who's winning. Tough call, about even. Dern and Jandiroba. 4 takedowns, though, for Verna so far. Mackenzie has none. She's 0 for 2. Jandiroba 4 for 6. Mackenzie outstriking her, but Verna's closing the gap. And now they're back up on the feet again. I think Jandiroba's just much stronger physically than Mackenzie Dern, or at least it looks that way so far. She's telegraphing the right, though, and Mackenzie's sliding underneath it. That could be something to look for later in the fight. Slide underneath that right, in toward the body. So in other words, Mackenzie's dipping down to her left and dropping down a level, and that could easily set up a takedown later in the fight. And Mackenzie Dern gets you on the ground. There's no girl in that division that wants any part of that, no matter who it is. Everybody talking about that main event. The heavyweights bring that clout and that thunder. Jandiroba going for another takedown. They better not score that a takedown. They both fall to the ground and they're rolling. Mackenzie throwing bombs from the bottom. Jandiroba trying to get side control. Can't quite get it. But Mackenzie's blasting her with elbow after elbow. She better be careful. Goddard steps in and stops her because a couple of them hit the back of the head, but most of them were right to the side of the head and the face. Jandiroba's tough. She's eating some big shots. Big elbows from the bottom from Dern. Oh, big shot. Now Jandiroba with a couple of big punches. Oh, Mackenzie's blasting her from the bottom, much like Volkov against Almeida earlier. I don't know how the hell to score this fight. 4 takedowns for Jandiroba, but Mackenzie now 97 total strikes, 53 significant. Easily winning that battle. Minute left in the round. Remember, this is a title fight. It's the second of a possible 5, not 3. Yes, we're staying live for the main event. Where can I watch UFC for free? In another alternate universe. They don't let it... In case you haven't followed, the 2 million to the 10 billion, nowhere. 30 seconds left. So if you're cheap or broke, just stay right here with us. We got you. And I've been both in my life, so I ain't judging. 20 seconds left, round number 2. Man, you're looking at, it started at minus 150, 10 seconds left in the round. Mackenzie sitting on the ground, Jandiroba standing over her. Mackenzie trying to, she's lunging at her, throwing up kicks. That's a G right there. Up on her feet, round ends. Jandiroba's face, not looking so good right now. Save your jokes now, people. But she got blasted a few times. Her eyes are swollen, cheeks. I don't see any blood. But Mackenzie Dern, I mean, if you look at Jandiroba's face, it looks like Mackenzie Dern's had target practice. I'm going to say that. But the takedowns, the takedowns have maybe even the score because she has 5 takedowns in this fight. Mackenzie's got a little swelling in the face. But it's interesting how Mackenzie Dern just doesn't really grapple. Thank you, Torres. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is some of the most fun I have in my life doing this. I love it. Who's fighting after this? You're funny, Mr. Mafiosa. Hey, were you involved in those poker games with Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones and Terry Rozier? Mr. Mafiosa. When is Tom? Next up. I can't wait for November next month. MSG, baby. Della Maddalena, Makhachev, Shevchenko, and Zhang, who vacated the belt for these two. Man, Verna's face is torn up, though. Goddard brings him into the center of the octagon, and we start round 3 of a possible 5 women's strawweight title up for grabs. Mackenzie Dern, the daughter of Megaton, a worldwide jiu-jitsu star, multiple-time world champion, who has really gotten good on the feet and just really fallen in love with her striking. Big time. But she is showing us why in this fight. Jandiroba's face is all torn up. Oh, see, Mackenzie, every time Mackenzie goes for a kick, she ends up on her ass. Every time. Just giving her easy takedowns. You're going to lose this fight being stupid. Telegraphing kicks, walking into single legs. when you're doing great with the fists. And now she's on her back fighting Jandiroba off her, and she's a black belt too. But Mackenzie's fine here. She's not getting submitted by this girl. In fact, I'm feeling like that there's less and less a chance we're going to see a submission. Who gave up the belt? Zhang Weili. Yeah, Tom is, I think, the fastest striking heavyweight of all time. When he beat Pavlovich the way he did is when he won me over. I didn't think anybody, Pavlovich was a storm, man, coming in there taking dudes' heads off, and Tom just destroyed his ass. And I was like, damn, Aspinall's the man. And then what he did to Curtis Blades. Jones is not running. Stop it, Matthew. Jones is not running. You know where Jones is running? From his demons. That's the only place Jones is running. His brother just died on top of it. It's a fight for John Jones every day just to live a life, man. To stay out of jail. To stay off things that are destructive. It's not like you and me. It's not. Leave the guy alone, man. He's a legend. You're going to miss him when he's gone. Ciryl Gane underdog. Yeah, I know he did eat Pavlovich's shots too. He not only stood toe to toe with him, he ate some, he outstruck him, he was quicker. Tom could be a real good boxer. I think his pops is right. When his MMA contract's up, go to boxing. A lot more money there unless he fights for Dana. And they changed the Ali Act. They already got the preliminary vote in Cali to do it. I mean, I've never bet against Dana. The fighters don't seem to like it, though. Roy Jones spoke out against it. Oscar, of course. What a clown Oscar De La Hoya became. All-time legend. Becomes an all-time legendary clown. And I'm not talking about the lingerie. Hey, look, if you're with a girl that hot and she tells you to put some lingerie on, I might do it. I just wouldn't let her take pictures. But then again, I don't get girls like De La Hoya got, so I'd probably do anything a hot girl like that told me to do. For him, it was just a day that ended in Y. For me, it'd be like once in a lifetime. So, I don't know. I mean, life is hard. Whatever floats your boat. Don't WWE my UFC. Get the girls off commentary and the ads and Botox out of here. You're going to get me in trouble. All I know is I miss Dominic Cruz. I miss Michael Bisping. I miss Paul Felder. Obviously, Joe doesn't do the overseas shows, but why is Bisping not in there? He's great on the commentary. Where is Dominic Cruz? See, I'm getting in trouble. It's not that I don't like Laura Sanko. It's like she doesn't bring anything to the table that is anything above Dominic Cruz, Michael Bisping, Paul Felder. She just doesn't. And anybody who says she does, get the fuck out of here. I'm serious. Nothing against her. I can
think of two things.
I'm not going to say anything. What are the two things, Scott? Oh, never mind. Jones has been running since Ngannou, his brother. Man, he was not ducking Ngannou. Jones was not ducking Francis Ngannou. Jones was not fighting for the money that the UFC was offering him. Jones will not fight for less than $30 million. You don't know the story. He's not ducking anybody. He's John Jones. I love you guys, but he's not ducking anybody. Meanwhile, Jandiroba's on top of Mackenzie Dern for a good portion of this round. Much more ground control. Ground control to Major Tom. And to see Mackenzie Dern getting worked on the ground like this as a multiple-time jiu-jitsu world champ makes me think that she's one of those fighters who, when your strength is in one area, you don't train it as much. You train the other areas and try to become better in those, and then you get beat in your area of expertise, and then you hate yourself. I've seen that happen so many times. I'm not saying she's going to hate herself. She's in a title fight. It's up to her whether she hates herself. 15 seconds left in the round. I think this is an easy Jandiroba round. First two, I wasn't sure. They could go either way. But I think this is clearly a Werner round. Mackenzie up on her feet again. 2 seconds, round 3 in the books. He's ducking Aspinall because his legacy would be in tatters. Why would it be in tatters? He's still the greatest light heavyweight of all time. Still the greatest fighter of all time. Anderson Silva lost to Chris Weidman. You think in his prime he would have ever lost that fight? Hell no. Hell no. I love Chris. Chris, you're the man, but you know it. I know it. The world knows it. GSP got lucky with the judging against Hendricks and Condit. He would have had a couple L's. It happens to everybody, man. Eventually, if you stick around long enough, it would have happened to Khabib too. In this sport? Are you kidding me? His legacy wouldn't be in tatters. Look, if John Jones' legacy isn't in tatters with all the crap he's done outside of the cage at this point, it never will be. He's a legend. We're a very forgiving world. We are, especially in America. Okay, someone says Georges St. Pierre is the GOAT. Best live UFC chat. You got it nailed all the way from New Zealand while I paint my fence. Thank you, Christorius. Appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that like button. Throw us a sub if you're enjoying it. Right here on MMA Weekly. It's nice to be loved, isn't it, Scott? We started this during the pandemic when we didn't know what we were going to be doing. Couldn't go to the grocery store if you lived in California. That's another story. Or New York. Needed a Vax card to go in a restaurant. Man, were those the days. But I live in a state where we were in the grocery store in a month with our middle fingers up. That's what I love about Arizona. Mask this, MFer. That's what we were saying. Anyway, it's a long time ago. Jones is the greatest UFC fighter who ever lived. Hate it or love it, that's the legit truth. Thank you, Becca Bravo. Thank you. Who's winning so far? I'd have to give a slight edge to Jandiroba because she's got 6.5 minutes of control time. But Mackenzie has outstruck her badly. She's still going to the leg kicks, though, and it's been causing her trouble. Every time she throws a kick, it's almost like she's walking into a takedown. But Mackenzie's clearly the better striker. Jandiroba has dominated the ground aspect in the grappling in this fight. I'm seeing in the comments from the experts 2-1 Dern as we fight round 4. 3:46 remaining. Mackenzie's got to keep that distance a little bit more, though. Getting too tight, it's just another way to end up being taken down again. Stay in that secondary range, pop in, pop out. They're both G's, though. Just standing in a phone booth, slugging it out. I love that about these girls. These two girls are here for reasons, and they're showing those reasons right now. Oh, nice left by Mackenzie Dern. Rock Jandiroba. Yeah, the distance strikes really heavy in Dern's favor. It's almost like the analysts say these things after I do. Where's Dominic Cruz and Michael Bisping? Come on. DC's great. Oh, Mackenzie finally gets a chance to shoot in for a double. Jandiroba stuffed those takedowns all night, though. Interestingly enough, Mackenzie Dern can't get a takedown. The multiple-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion cannot get it. She's 0 for 6. And 7 of 14 for Verna Jandiroba. As we approach the 2.5-minute mark of the women's strawweight championship, belt vacated by Zhang Wei Li, who will fight Valentina Shevchenko at Madison Square Garden. Can't wait for that one next month. Della Maddalena and Makhachev, the main event at Madison Square. Hard to believe it'll be the 10th one, right? Unreal. Or did they miss 2020? New York was a mess back then. I can't remember if they fought there in 2020 or not with the pandemic. If not, it's the 10th one. Remember all those years the UFC couldn't get into New York because of the culinary unions in Vegas and the Fertitas with their casinos and their anti-union stances, and the unions in New York blocked them for so long, and then they finally got in there. John Jones is the GOAT, and there's clearly no close runner-up. People always like to hate on the best and love to big up the next big thing. I'm from England, same as Aspinall, but believe Jones would have won. Finally, an objective person. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you. Dern versus Tate with oil. Call Diddy. Oh, Thomas. Come on, man. This ain't a comedy show. That's funny. Oh, Verna just picked Mackenzie Dern up and threw her on the ground. Like literally just picked her up and hip tossed her and threw her on the ground. Unbelievable. Mackenzie trying to get up. She's sitting on her butt and now stands up. I'm amazed Verna lets her up. Why not just, she doesn't want to go to the ground with her. Mackenzie's really great at submissions from her back, obviously. Moto Award, my ex-radio partner used to call that. Master of the obvious. Oh, Mackenzie finally gets a takedown. She's in top position. Mackenzie Dern's first takedown of the fight inside of a minute left in round number 4. That might have just won her this round. She might be up 3-1. That was significant right there. Gane will win. Tom is overrated. Mackenzie came to go to war, her and her mommy van. Hey, man, don't underestimate the powers of a mom. I have 3 kids, and I watched their mom turn into Superwoman. Unfortunately, she unleashed most of her powers on me, and we ended up divorced. But still, she turned into Superwoman. Yeah. Anyway, memory lane. Not the best memories. The divorce was fine. That memory is great. Everything has an expiration date. Remember that. You got to have your exit strategy. Who do you think is winning if it ended in decision? Is it Dern? Yes, it's Dern. One more round before the main event. 3, 2, 1. There. I'll give you your own buzzer. Should I impersonate Bisping so we actually get Bisping's commentary on this fight? I love Bisping's commentary, by the way. I love him, and I love Cruz. For some reason, the UFC's never loved Dominic Cruz the way most of you have, and I have. I don't know why. Thanks for the play-by-play. I'm trying to visualize it. Suggestion, mention who is in the center, who's pressing, and how far from the cage a little more. You got it, JK. Then I can get busted for live play-by-play and banned for life. John won championship rounds versus Reyes. He did. And Santos, who had a busted up knee in that fight. Aspinall KO. Dern grew up 2 doors down from us. Philip. You must be in AZ, Philip. Ironwood High School by chance? No worries, mate. I have trained MMA myself for the past 3 years. Believe I know a bit more than most fans. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that. I'm never one to... I'll read criticisms on the air. I've actually read them. I host shows for the Miami Dolphins, the Miami Hurricanes, the Miami Heat, and I host shows with former players all the time, and they're like, tell that ball dude to take some bro game and shut the hell up. And I read it live on the air because I don't care. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's what we're in it for. Why didn't we show the match? Because we'd all go to jail. Pretty simple. Round 5 starting up. Let's go. Live odds, by the way, Mackenzie Dern minus 425, so she's definitely winning this fight. She was minus 150 before. Mackenzie, be careful. Coming in hot, almost ate a knockout blow there. Oh, you like the play on words, coming in hot? A lot of you guys do. Sickos. How much do you squat, and how many times a week do you squat? Oh, Mackenzie, not again, girl. Why? Why with that damn kick? She got taken down again. That time she tried to throw a spinning kick. She just sometimes makes dumb decisions in there. Easy for me to say. She wants the highlight finish. I get it. But shit, you're winning the fight. And you get taken down again for the 8th time. Right back up, though. Jandiroba right back in. Back up against the fence. Nice reversal by Mackenzie. They're in the clinch right up against the cage. Side to side. Verna's clearly physically stronger than Mackenzie Dern. That's where the takedowns and takedown defense have come in. Mackenzie 1 of 7. Jandiroba officially 9 of 17. But like DC says, only half of those are real takedowns. They got to change the scoring on that. It's ridiculous. Thanks for the commentary. Good luck to all the fighters. Big UFC fan. All right. Tom versus Gane coming up next. We got 3.5 minutes till the main event. Well, until the build-up to the main event, let me say. By the way, hit that like, subscribe, and if you love it that much, maybe a super chat, you can tip us here. Eventually, we'll be, doing a lot more with these. Maybe even have some merch for sale. What do you guys think? Would you guys like some merch? Would you buy some merch if we sold merch during this? If we made some cool shirts and hats, would you be down with that? Let us know in the chat. Imagine Gane going to shock the world. I don't think it would be that much of a shock. 3 minutes left in this fight. Want to give the girls their service. I don't think it's a shock if Ciryl Gane wins. I really don't. Oh, a stiff jab from Mackenzie Dern sends Jandiroba stumbling backwards from the center of the octagon. Oh, Mackenzie again. Every time Jandiroba comes in and tries to throw a jab, Mackenzie's jab's already there. Way quicker, way more fluid. Oh, she's toying with her now. Dancing like Bud Crawford. Well, maybe not. Oh, but she gives up another takedown going for a kick. But wait a minute. Mackenzie fighting off her back, throwing big shots. The only thing she has to do is not get finished, but she is pounding Jandiroba with big shots from the bottom. And don't forget, Mackenzie's working for an armbar. Big elbows to the temple from Mackenzie Dern, who's just holding Jandiroba's head up against her chest and smashing her temple. Got to be careful you don't hit her in the back of the head. Obviously, that's illegal. Tom all day, Gane for the dub. Mackenzie's hit about 20 elbows in a row from bottom. 240 plus significant total strikes from Mackenzie. 120 plus significant. This is crazy. Wow. 9 takedowns versus almost double the strikes is going to be the scoring. But again, it's round by round. It's not cumulative. We always have to remember that. Aspinall striking quick and elite, and that's Gane's only chance to beat Tom. The ground game goes to Tom easily. Who's my pick for the main event? Stay tuned. Although you're not really tuned anymore. This isn't TV. We don't have rabbit ears and antennas. You're streaming. Your connection is solid. Where is my neck? My neck is right here. Oh, man, this is great. Where is your neck, my guy? Oh, the mic's blocking it, you know? There, how about that? I do have a neck. Look at that. Minute left in the fight. What a fight this is. What a fight. Jandiroba's face is all torn up from the floor up, but she just rocked Mackenzie with a right. Mackenzie Dern has outstruck Jandiroba in every round, significant strikes, except the second. This might be a 4-1 in terms of rounds, right? 49-46. Aspinall's neck hurts. He'll be fine. Mike Bell, Sal D'Amato, and Chris Lee making the trek to Abu Dhabi are the 3 judges with an enviable task. I think Mackenzie Dern wins this fight easily. Jandiroba's face is beaten to a pulp. She looks like Rocky after he fought Drago. That was my theme earlier because of Volkov. If I could change, and you could change, we all could change. Look at Mackenzie Dern doing a head salt right past her. That was dope. WWE, let's go. Never mind this. Let's see you and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Let's go. End of the fight. Mackenzie Dern with a striking clinic. She has a big black eye on the right side. I think Mackenzie Dern's a world champion. I think Megaton's daughter is a world champion, and I think the world jiu-jitsu champion just became a UFC champion. Are you ready for this? With these hands. Both girls being carried around the octagon by their corners. I don't see any way Jandiroba wins this fight. There is no way. Is there? I don't see it. Oh, man, they're just showing some of the stiff shots that Mackenzie Dern landed during this last past round. But Jandiroba with the takedowns kept her in it. 9 for 17, 9 minutes of control. Mackenzie was 2 out of 8, 345 in control. That was very late, though. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th rounds, the takedowns. Significant strikes, 120 to 85 for Mackenzie Dern. Total strikes, 247 to 152. Yeah, no, I mean, it's clear. You know, sometimes they say just look at the two of you and see who won. Maybe. But Mackenzie Dern won this fight. There's no doubt. It's going to be Mackenzie Dern by unanimous decision. I'm happy. I know her. I like her. And she's a world champ now. I don't know how long she'll hold it for. She's got to clean up this grappling. But there's no way Mackenzie Dern didn't win this fight. 85 to 63 distance strikes, 18 to 2 significant clinch strikes. Yeah. Jandiroba won the takedown battle, and that's it. I've been training under a Megaton black belt for the last 5 years. Super hyped now, says Brew167. There you go, Brew. Megaton's daughter's a world champ. I guarantee it. Write it down. Mark it down. There's no way she loses this unless it's highway robbery. Man, these girls are so small. 5'3" and 5'4". Goddard looks like a giant in between them. Buffer in the back. Yeah. Oh, it's unanimous. All right. Yeah, there's no way it's Jandiroba. Nope. Unanimous decision. Yep. And new. And new. Come on, Mackenzie. Come on, girl. Let's see. Raise that arm, Goddard. Raise. There it is. Mackenzie Dern, unanimous decision. Best YouTube commentary. Detroit. Now, everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up. Mom's Spaghetti. Is it good? Have you been to Mom's Spaghetti? I want to go. I went to Chelly's Chili, but I want to go to Mom's Spaghetti, Eminem's restaurant in Detroit. Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider. Me must have got bit by a goat. Mackenzie Dern is a world champion. She's got a bloody black eye. What a road, though. She stopped in the middle to become a mom. She's been from gym to gym. Controversy has followed her everywhere she's been. She traveled the world as a kid competing under the great Megaton, her father. And good Lord, she is a UFC strawweight champion. Undisputed strawweight champion. And you know what that means? We're just moments away from Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane for the heavyweight strap. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, I love this. Yes. Bring it now, chat. Don't be shy now. The main event is coming. DC in his Tar Heel blue, powder blue jacket. It'd be impossible to tailor a suit right for DC, wouldn't it, Scott? That'd be really hard to do. In his defense, I'd love to see the tailor who can make a tailor-made suit for Daniel Cormier, a human who is literally one of one, a snowflake unicorn Sasquatch, Daniel Cormier.
Just a bed sheet would do.
Anything. They are in Abu Dhabi. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have to be a bed sheet. What do you call those things? I don't want to insult anybody. What do you call the robes and the headdresses? I don't know. Again, American mushroom brain here. Aspinall going to win. Oh, man. Dude, you are good. About time I found someone good on here, and no way when they're making the other beautiful women the face of the UFC. Yeah, how much money is Mackenzie Dern going to make now? And if Tracy Cortez wins the title, here you go. Here you go. You're welcome. You're back to the Joanna Jacek Ronda Rousey days there. Hey, we're guys, right? We can say these things. Don't cancel me, bro. Gane going to win by second round. Oh, wow. Okay. My son sat next to Mackenzie in class, and she missed 3 weeks her senior year. When she comes back, he says, "Where have you been?" She says, "Russia." Yeah, there you go. Oh, there's her daughter in the octagon. She's giving her daughter the belt. Oh, my God. This is so precious. Oh, yeah. Your mommy's a champion. And I'm going to start. This is what it's all about right here. I have 3 kids, and I could never do that for any of them. What a moment. What a moment. Her daughter's standing in between Mackenzie and DC holding the belt, and her daughter knows how to hold it. Her daughter slung it right over the shoulder like a G, kind of like Nate Diaz's daughter. Did you see Nate's daughter hit the double biflex? That was awesome, by the way. Nate Diaz's cute little daughter hit his trademark famous double biflex. Now Mackenzie Dern's daughter knows exactly what to do with the championship belt, and she's got some sort of a, oh, there it is. The gold jersey being put on by her coach, and you know what that means. This is the story of a champion. What a win by Mackenzie Dern. She did it all on the feet. She's got to get back in the lab and work on that jits and those takedowns. Maybe get physically stronger, but she is the undisputed strawweight champion of the UFC, Mackenzie Dern. What a road it's been for her. What a road it's been for Mackenzie Dern. Very excited for her and all that she's done and all that she's been through. You're talking about a girl who has been fighting since when? 2016, I want to say. Legacy. What a great feeder Legacy is. Invicta as well, but she didn't fight in Invicta. Oh, she did fight in Invicta. That's right. 1 fight in Invicta. I think she had 2 in Legacy and 1 in Invicta and there were 4 Legacy FC had 2 in LFA, 1 in Invicta, where she got the performance of the night, and then Amanda Cooper. She won her first UFC fight against Amanda Cooper. Then she lost to Amanda Hebus by unanimous decision. And then she ripped off a nice win streak, right? And that was when she came back after having the baby. Then Hannah Cyphers, Marcos. She beat Jandiroba by unanimous decision. Nina Nunes by armbar. And then she lost to Marina Rodriguez. Then she beat Tessia Torres by split decision. Then she lost to Yan Janan. Angela Hill, she beat Angela Hill by a unanimous decision. Again, nobody's lost more tough decisions than Angela Hill. Then she lost back-to-back TKO Jessica Andrade, who was absolutely a beast at that stage 2 years ago. Oh, man. And then Lemos beat her by unanimous decision. Then she beats Garnez, then Hebus, and then right back to win the belt against Verna Jandiroba. Now, if you're looking at potential matchups for her next, with Zhang Wei Li going up to fight Valentina Shevchenko for the belt next month at Madison Square Garden, having relinquished the strawweight, I think you got to fight Tatiana Suarez next. And I got to tell you, man, ooh, boy. It might be short-lived. It might be short-lived. Tatiana's a beast. She's unbelievable. But, wow, Mackenzie Dern is a world champion. Did any of you ever think you'd see the day? For a while there, I wondered. I wasn't sure. All right, so here we go. We're turning the corner one last time. The main event. I love it how they always put the power slap promos right before the main event UFC fights. Look at that. It looks like they're showing a building in Abu Dhabi that looks just like the Sphere in Vegas, except it's not completely round. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's not a full sphere. It's like compressed in. I forget what you call it. It looks more like a lollipop. You know what I mean? Like those lollipops, the cheap ones at the doctor's office. They're a circle, but they're not a sphere. You know what I'm saying? Love from Finland. It seems that takedowns only matter if you are a Nurmagomedov or Hamza. Read the factual comments. We'll be over before you can make a brew, so don't blink. What do you think, guys? Who wins the main event? Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. I mean, they took divergent paths to get here for sure. Faux show. What a night of fights so far. I mean, it's night over there. I'm in the U.S. Pacific time, so it's still like brunch over here. It's a nice little thing for us, though. I have a college football game and a show later tonight. Miami and Stanford, they play this week. And so it's nice to have an 11 a.m. start on this one. How long? It's coming. I shoot, man. I haven't given my pick yet. I guess I better get to getting on that. It's hard for me. Like, I'm really torn on this one. I'm torn. I mean, Aspinall's obviously the big favorite, minus 345. He's got the quick hands, the boxing. He's good on the ground. He'll beat you on the feet. He'll take you down. Oh, they're showing the Pavlovich highlights right now. He ate shots. They went toe-to-toe trading blows. He went toe-to-toe trading blows with a Russian mercenary KGB killer. Or could be, anyway. And not only did he go blow for blow with him, he just knocked him on his ass and then pounded him out. I mean, Tom is incredible, man. He does cry and talk about himself. He tried everything he could to get Jones to fight him. But the gift of gab has nothing to do with the gift of, fighting. Oh, here come the Jones-Gane highlights. Poor Ciryl Gane. He got worked by Jones. Minus 345 Aspinall, plus 275 for Gane. Everybody picking Aspinall, by the way. This would be the biggest upset in the world. The lines moved a lot in that direction. It's a lot of pressure for Aspinall to live up to the hype, a hype that people think, you're welcome, Nico, that people think he had Johns ducking him, which is not true, but still, people see it that way, and that's a lot of pressure, Is Indiana good? College football? Yeah, they are. Dude, they went undefeated in the regular season 2 years in a row. They're really good. Signetti got a $93 million contract. They are very, very good. I don't know what they did today. They played at 9 a.m. my time this morning. I can't touch anything I'm on and change it to anything football related because I don't want to mess up my stream or anything, Honestly, my brain. Two things at once might be too much for me. I do talk shows on ESPN radio. I could probably do that, but I mean, a couple things here. Let me see. Yeah. Look at this here. Where are we at? I'll see if I can get that score. Interesting, though, with this one just about ready to start. What do we got here? Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. NBA season started with a nice gambling scandal. How about that? It isn't just James Krause anymore. All right, here we go. John didn't duck. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. They're about to do their walkouts, by the way. They are about to do the walkouts. Yeah, Indiana beat UCLA 56-6. Crazy. But we are about to get started with the main event here. I really want to pick Aspinall, but he's so quick. He's so good on the ground. He's so lightning fast with the hands. But Ciryl Gane with the Muay Thai, if he can get him in the clinch, press him up against the cage. Tom's strong and he's fast. Man, this is tough. This is very tough. The thing that makes me want to pick Aspinall, and I know there's a lot of Ciryl Gane fans in here, he doesn't have the one-punch power that Aspinall has. He just doesn't have anywhere near the one-punch power that Aspinall has. That's a big thing in the heavyweight division, more so in the heavyweight division than any other division, obviously. Master of the obvious here. The one-punch power doesn't matter as much at bantamweight, at featherweight. It starts to matter more as you get to 55, and then the more you move up, 70, 85, 205, obviously. But in the heavyweight division, one-punch power can be everything, and Tom has that. But it's not just a one-punch power. He throws it in flurries. He can knock you out with either hand. He can take you down. He can beat you on the ground. But the biggest thing is Gane's on his third shot for the title since 2022. He just has a history of not being there in the big moments. He has a history of the moment being too big for him. And I hate to say that about a fighter because I've never been in a moment like that as an athlete. And I've been in moments like that in my career. I've called fights. I've ring announced. I've done interviews in the ring for Triller, Roy Jones, people like that. I've been in those moments. I've opened on international TV with Roy Jones Jr., just the two of us on camera. But that's not competing as an athlete. That's not needing my energy. That's not adrenaline dumping. That's not anything like what Ciryl Gane's facing here. But you can't argue with facts. And that's, I think, the biggest part of the reason he lost to John Jones. It was like Mike Tyson before Buster Douglas. It was like Conor McGregor before Khabib. People lost before they got in there. And I think that's what happened to Ciryl against John. I don't know if that would have happened to Aspinall against John. It's happened to everybody else against him. Although Santos and Dominic Reyes didn't have any fear of John Jones when they got in there. Neither did Stipe. Didn't do him any good, though, did it? Stipe got crushed. And it was too late. Obviously, that fight, it was like Canelo fighting Crawford now. Way too late. But, I mean, Gane got beaten by Francis Ngannou on takedowns. Who has Francis Ngannou ever beaten on takedowns? Ciryl Gane, that's it. And Ngannou was on one knee in that fight, one leg. So don't forget that. Jones worked him. He's a really good heavyweight, not a great one. Ciryl Gane's probably the biggest beneficiary, not benefactor. Well, he's a benefactor to the guys he fights for titles. Beneficiary of a weak heavyweight division. Almeida and Volkov. Volkov could be the guy now. Out of here, man. The heavyweight division's in tatters right now. It's in shambles. I really like Ciryl Gane. I think he's a great fighter. Technically speaking, he beats everybody in the gym, but in these moments, he has not shown up. Has he been to a psychologist? Has he changed that mindset? Has he meditated? Has he met the Dalai Lama? Because to me, after what I saw against Francis and what I saw against Jones, I saw him fold in the big moments. And so much of fighting is between the ears. I sound like I'm going to pick Aspinall, don't I? Haven't decided yet. But, man, Aspinall seems like a one-man show in the heavyweight division right now, doesn't he? He's quick. He's fast. He can take you down. He's athletic. He's super skilled. He's a better wrestler than Francis. And Francis took you down all night long with a torn MCL. Jones swept him like he wasn't even there. Bon gamin. Bon appetit for Tom Aspinall is what it's looking like. Hey, that was pretty good. I like that. You like that, Scott? Bon gamin means bon appetit for Tom Aspinall. There's my pick. Volkov, 75% of his takedowns scored against Gane. These are not world-beating grapplers and wrestlers besides Jones. I think Aspinall should take him down right away and pound the piss out of him and call it a night. That's what I think. Much more well-rounded game. Much more. I think Tom's going to take him down and TKO him on the ground. Round 2, maybe? Maybe round 1. There's my prediction. You like it? Minus 450, plus 325. A 3-inch reach advantage for Gane. Man, Gane can't stop anybody from taking him down, and he can't take anybody down. I think Aspinall should, man, hey, Dad, you think I should be a boxer? Watch this shit. I'll take him down all night and ragdoll him. I'll be Nurmagomedov in the heavyweight division. Or back to Cardio Kane. What do you think? No, definitely not. But I do think he might attempt to take down early because Ciryl Gane has been extremely vulnerable and susceptible to takedowns. Kane says, I said round 2 for Tom, got money on it. Who has money on the fight? If you're putting your money where your mouth is, make some noise. Let me see you. Can't hear you. Let me see you. Huge numbers, by the way. And while you're here, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if you love us, maybe throw us a super chat. Let us know. Show us that love. When does it start? Over 1.5, says Ryan Doherty. Oh, they're about to start right now, baby. Aspinall just hit the cage. He's got the UK spandex on. The UK flag in spandex form. I think the UK has the coolest flag in the world. I don't know what you guys think. I love their flag. And I love the American flag. I'm an American, but I love the flag that Tom Aspinall proudly drapes across himself right now. 15-3. Man, this is awesome. This is awesome. Tom Aspinall is in the cage now. Ciryl Gane was obviously the first walkout. Tom's children are half Polish. He was raised in Greater Manchester, married a Polish woman. Second most knockdowns per 15 minutes in UFC history. Third highest number of significant strikes landed per minute in UFC history. Highest in the heavyweight division. Largest striking differential in UFC history. Gane's got a 3-inch advantage on reach. He's about 10 pounds lighter than Aspinall, 3 years older. The height's only an inch difference. Tom's an inch taller. Tom's got the least bottom position time in UFC history, 1 second. He spent 1 second. I'd like to see that highlight again. But, I mean, look, he's just been unbelievable. Newcomer of the year in 2020. He lost to Curtis Blades by TKO. Remember that? 15 seconds in London. What a horrible day for him. I mean, he beats Volkov in London, gets the title shot, and he gets TKO'd in 15 seconds in London because of a knee injury. It wasn't even anything Curtis Blades did. Remember that fight? But yeah, that is literally his one loss in the octagon. Lost twice in Bama to two dudes no one ever heard of. They're probably selling cards going, I beat that guy. And they did. But Spivak got TKO'd. Arlovsky got submitted. That was the gatekeeper fight. Volkov got submitted. Tybura got TKO'd. Pavlovich got KO'd. Firefight. Nose to nose. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go. Knocked his ass out. And then he just destroyed Curtis Blades in the rematch in Manchester. But that was July of 2024. It's 15 months ago, man. Could have had 2 kids almost in that time. But undisputed champion in June of this year. This is his first title defense as undisputed. Remember, Jones had it before when he was interim. Meanwhile, Ciryl Gane. I mean, he's on a 2-fight win streak. TKO over Sergey Spivak, and I thought his best performance in the octagon. Buffer in the intros now, by the way. And then he won a split decision against Volkov, who just beat Almeida earlier on this card. And Volkov's looking like he'll be next for Aspinall with a win here. And Aspinall's already submitted him. But a KO over Tai Tuivasa for Gane. But again, the 2 best fighters he's fought. Francis Ngannou beat him by unanimous decision on takedowns all night with 1 leg. And John Jones got him in 2 minutes, 4 seconds of round number 1 with a guillotine. Before that, he was undefeated, man. Rosenstrike, Volkov, Lewis. He TKO'd Lewis. He TKO'd JDS. And I remember doing those fights right here on MMA Weekly, just like we're doing this. We've been doing it since the pandemic, 2020. And I'll tell you this, we've been here from the beginning, right? But I had this guy pegged as a champion a long time ago. Almost makes me want to pick him now, but he doesn't look like he wants to necessarily be there. I mean, not like he doesn't, but he's not eating the moment alive, biting down on the mouthpiece, pacing back and forth. You know who's doing that? Tom Aspinall. Not only does he want to be there, he lives for this moment. Will he have the rust of 15 months? I don't know. Ciryl Gane's last fight was a lot more recent, December, as opposed to, 15 months ago, but still almost a year ago. Man, the UFC's heavyweight division is not in a good place right now. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. But I think Ciryl Gane's got to come out and get off to a hot start. He's got to land some more strikes than Tom does early. And Ciryl, he might be a better technical striker. His angles, his stances, his head movement, he's really a good striker. Really is. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Ciryl. But until he shows me he can handle the moment, I'm not going to believe in him. Fernand Lopez, a great coach. Muay Thai for years, Those Muay Thai guys are a different breed. You can't call him a wimp. You can't say he's anything. Maybe the moment's gotten to him, but Muay Thai strikers, Muay Thai is a different type of beast. Different type of beast. Here they come. Oh, man. Aspinall down in that crouch. And you ready? You ready? Herzog, the ref. Let's go, Scott. Round number 1. The heavyweight title on the line. Aspinall on the British flag. Ciryl Gane in the dark gray trunks with the slits up the side. And obviously he comes out in southpaw stance. Bon gamin means bon appetit for Tom Aspinall is what you have to be thinking. Now, I don't see how Tom could be overconfident being out that long, but it is a possibility. These guys are massive, man. After looking at Dern and Jandiroba and other tiny little girls out there, these two, I mean, it's like the puppies fought, and now here come the big dogs. Aspinall lands a knee. Ciryl Gane wildly missing with a left. Big, big, big punches being thrown by both guys. Ciryl Gane looks good. He looks quick. He looks agile, jacked. Man, he's a good fighter. The angles, he's in that southpaw stance. That's something tough to deal with. They are fighting now. Aspinall shoots a takedown. I thought he would early. Just over a minute in, tries it. Good job by Gane to defend it. Gane looks good. He doesn't look like he's shrinking from the moment. Doesn't look like he's afraid. Very different from the Jones and Ngannou fights. Remember, he and Francis had some history from that same gym. Don't forget that. Aspinall had a head kick blocked by Ciryl. Ciryl looks really good early. Ciryl looks actually a little more athletic, a little more bouncy, a little more pep in his step than Tom does. And I think the southpaw stance has given Aspinall a little bit of a hesitation here early in round number 1. And look, he's not going to rush in. You know what I mean? Any chance you could put a mirror behind you? Oh, Gane. Slipped right in front of him. That could have been disaster. Look at this. Ciryl Gane is outstriking Aspinall early. I mean, he's precise with his striking too, Ciryl Gane. I gave you the numbers on Aspinall because they're literally from another planet. But I mean, Ciryl Gane is, he lives in the suburbs of Paris. His life is not bad. But he's fought for the interim championship. He's a 3-time performance of the night winner. Breakthrough fighter of the year from Sherdog in 2021. He had the title on his mind. Look, he's fought Ngannou, he's fought Jones, and I'll tell you this right now, Ciryl Gane has not shrunk from this moment. The Ngannou fight looked like he did. The Jones fight, he definitely did. Not tonight, Tom. Not tonight. He has no fear of Tom Aspinall. I can see that right now. And Tom's barely missing with some big shots. It changes him. Like the Weidman hook that hit Anderson Silva, Tom's missed with a couple of those by a quarter of an inch. And that'll be the end for Ciryl Gane if that happens. But so far in round number 1, Ciryl Gane's working the body. He's throwing kicks. He's throwing punches. He's outstriking Tom Aspinall. Throwing more volume, connecting more, hitting more to the body, more leg kicks. I think, unofficially, he's winning every category of striking so far, Ciryl Gane. It is right now with 1:40 left in the round. This might be his round. It really might be because 0 for 1 on the takedowns is Tom. Ciryl Gane's winning round 1, all you Tom Aspinall fans out there. Neurophonic says Tom's playing with him. He wants to go to deep waters. No, he doesn't. I mean, it's not that he doesn't, but Tom's an early finisher, man. What are you talking about? When you want someone to win, you'll say anything. Tom's bleeding from his nose, by the way. There's blood all over his face. As we approach the 1-minute mark, Ciryl Gane is jacked and ripped, man. As a male, if you want any kind of physique or stature, you want to look like Ciryl Gane. He looks like he was literally formed in a lab to be the perfect male specimen. Interesting. Gane, 23 of 37. Aspinall, 15 of 34. 62% to 44. Yeah, this is Ciryl Gane's round, guys. 40 seconds left. Unless anything crazy happens here, Ciryl Gane's going to win round 1. Tom's bleeding. No, Tom's not beat. Anthony Joshua, but that guy sucks. Yeah, he got choked out by Patty the Batty. Oh, man. Gane just raked his eye. What is that, bro? What's that, a Parisian jab? Come on, that's BS. He literally raked his face, man. Who are you, Terry Funk? Blackjack Mulligan? He literally stuck his fingers straight out into his face, right there, and he pulled him down and raked it. That's some number one BS right there. He just mushed him and then pulled down. Man, you give him a warning on that, I'd take a point. That's some BS Bush League crap right there, Ciryl Gane. I mean, there was nothing. This is not anything you would do in an MMA fight to someone's face. There's no takedown attempt there. There's no. It's just completely cheating to go like this to a dude's face and go like that. It's just blatantly cheating. What's next, Mr. Fuji? Going to toss you the pack of salt to throw in his face, or some brass knucks from Logan Paul? What's next? Ridiculous. Ciryl slapping Tom swinging a sledgehammer. Look, his nose is bleeding, and now he's got an eye poke. That's bad news for the champ. He's got some time here with the eye poke, but this is ridiculous, man. We got to do something about this in this sport. Logan who? Exactly. Yeah, no, he literally jammed his finger in his eye. His nose is already bleeding. I mean, look, things like this, variables in fights that go toward guys losing. You're bleeding from the nose in round one. You get poked in the eye. Tom can't see out of that eye. Herzog coming over. What's going on here? Gane was throwing a kick as Aspinall was coming in to punch. Oh, he put his hand out flat and just stuck his finger right in his eye. Man, you know what? That's some Bush League cheating bullshit. I can't stand that. I hope he gets his face pounded off now. There's no way. Oh, yeah, Tom was throwing a left hook. Yeah, the only reason he did that is because he knew he was about to get hit. And he pushed him off and shoved a finger in his eye. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. It's not looking good for Tom Aspinall. It's not looking good, man. The bloody nose, the eye poke, like these things really, like your vision's tough enough with a bloody nose, and then you get the eye poke and you're looking out of one eye after you're already bleeding from the nose. Have any of you got punched in the nose before? Raise your hand and say aye. Tony Robbins. Get it? Say aye? No. But seriously, if you've been punched in the nose, you know it's hard enough to see and your blood's everywhere. And it takes a different breed to keep charging forward when you're bleeding out of your nose. You get in a fight in the street, you hit him in the nose and make blood start pouring out. 9 out of 10 people are just done right there. But this is Tom Aspinall, obviously. But then he gets the eye poke. And look, he's already at almost 3 minutes in the official timeout. I don't know if they're going to let him continue. The doc's in there. Oh, come on. If they stop this fight. Dude, I swear, if I'm Dana White, I would pay $1 million to see this press conference. If I'm Dana White after this, that's a blatant cheat move by Ciryl Gane. It's a blatant cheat move. Man, I don't know if he's going to continue. I hope he does. He might. But Ciryl Gane's going to win round one. They're not going to take a point, are they? Are they going to take a point? I think they should take a point with no warning on that. I don't know what the rule is on that. I don't care. It was blatant. It was obvious. It was on purpose. He put a flat hand out and stuck a finger in his eye. If that's not a point, I don't know what is. And if you take the point, what happens in that round? Is it even? I don't know, but it's a title fight. Who is hurt? Tom Aspinall. Tom's trying eye wash and wet, face cloths and everything. Bro, you've been crying for 5 minutes. Let it go. I mean, look, I'm just telling you what happened. He stuck his finger in his eye. What do you want me to do? The guy can't continue. Oh, they waved it off. They waved it off. Oh, they waved it off. This fight's over. Ciryl Gane. Wow. They waved it off. It's going to be a no contest. That's what you get, Ciryl. I mean, you didn't want to get worked like you did against Ngannou and wow. Wow. I saw Herzog wave it off. Ciryl Gane looks distraught. Shouldn't have cheated. Wow. What an anticlimactic finish this is. Can you believe this? Gane was winning. Gane looked really good. Why did he do that shit? Why, bro? Get on your knees and cry about it now. You stuck an open hand out and jammed your finger in the dude's eye. And he's looking distraught on the ground. Ciryl Gane. I can't wait to hear what Dana White has to say about this. This is insane. This is number one bullshit. It really is. What a way to end a title fight. What a way for this to end. He can't see. I mean, you see the replay, guys. You say I'm whining. He literally jammed a 6-inch finger all the way in his damn eye socket. Like, what do you want me to do? It's what he did. Jones the GOAT. What BS? Tom had his eye closed, not a serious eye poke. James, bro, come on. You get poked in the eye. Ciryl will get a 4th shot next year. They seem to really want him to be champ. They just don't have anybody else. Stop making excuses. It wasn't on purpose, you couch potato. Yeah, everybody just reaches out with an open hand like this instead of throwing a jab. That's what you do in an MMA fight, is grab someone by the... Shut up. Grab someone by the face. You get poked in the eye and tell me how you feel. Good Lord. John Jones has to be laughing right now. Laughing. And look, the new gloves are the new gloves, but still. What's going on here? I mean, if you want him to tough through it and fight with one eye, I mean, I'm sure some guys would. Aspinall is trash. Jones would have killed him. I agree with the second part. Bisping won with one eye. I mean, it was a glass eye, second one. He didn't win that fight. Strip Tom already. He is no champ. You guys are brutal. Ric Flair, eye poke for the win. Woo! The limo riding, airplane flying, Rolex wearing son of a gun who at 76 years old drinks every day and still squats 400 pounds and deadlifts it too. The Nature Boy. Woo! There you go. That was for you who threw that in there. It looked like the Mr. Fuji salt pack hit him. It was definitely blatant. It was definitely cheating. John Jones is the GOAT. A glass eye isn't an eye. True. It's true. Tom would be giving up a huge advantage to Gane. Why give him that advantage? By continuing to fight, obviously, is what you mean. Yeah, now they're showing a real close-up angle of this. Yeah, he jammed it. Oh! The finger never went into the eyeball. I can say that. It's a fingernail on the eyelid, and it pushed the eye in, which I can't say. Look, I mean, I've never had a guy that size do that to me, but the actual finger never got inserted into the eye socket, which thank God. Otherwise, Tom Aspinall might not have an eye right now. So DC with the enviable job of going in there to interview these two after this shit ending to an incredible, what we thought. Gane won round one. This happened with 25 seconds left in the round. Ciryl Gane won round one. And now this happens. It's like, I mean, he's going to say he didn't do it on purpose, but how can you say you didn't? Open hand straight out and held it there. You didn't take it away. You held your open hand there and you had your finger in the eye and you kept it there. You kept it there. I just smudged my camera. But you kept it there, bro. Like, you could say it's not intentional. You can say you didn't mean it. You can say it wasn't on you, whatever you want to say, but you left it there and you kept it there long enough. It was kind of floating around the eye and then you pushed it in further. How on God's green earth can you say it's not intentional? I don't get that. In the heat of battle, I understand things happen. It's all over the course of like 3 to 5 seconds. It's not like it was for 20 seconds, but it very much looked intentional to me as a trained observer who's been covering major sports for 35 years and the UFC for more than 15 years now. Come on. Dude, enough of repeating the same eye thing. You think I'm repeating it? Check the MMA site, MMA Weekly. Go. And this is the story of the fight. What do you want me to do? Gane outstruck him in the first round. He outlanded him 30-27 significant, 30-27 total. Aspinall more to the head. No contest. What do you want me to do? Second championship fight in UFC history to end in a no contest. Do anybody remember the first one? Anyone? Bueller? We don't have a prize for you, but I'd just love for you to answer that one. UFC championship fights that ended in a no contest. Anyone? You see any answers in there yet, Scott? Anyone? All the hype for this, and it ends like that. I demand a rematch. Yeah, man. I mean, look, eye poke is crazy. Yep. Who won? John Jones. Oh my God. A Paul Craig fight. How about do you guys remember the other one that ended in a no contest? Come on, you have to know. Yes, Samville. You got that, Scott? Jones DC 2. Good job. Anaheim, I was there. Jones beat the brakes off of DC, had him spinning around the octagon after a head kick and then pounded him out, but tested positive after the fight, reversing the result to a no contest. Good job, Samville. Very nice. Little technical, little asterisk on that one, right? Nice job. Most of the main events lately have been major letdowns. A lot of times that happens. Do you get your money back if you bet on an Aspinall knockout? No, it ended in a no contest. Everybody lost. These are the days that sports books make their bones and their money. The story of the night is the eye poke, but how about Mackenzie Dern with her daughter with the belt? Beautiful night of fighting. And how about the opening fight of the main card, man? Murzakanov announces his arrival into the top of the light heavyweight division with a big-time KO, TKO, 3:11 of round number 1 on a jab over Alexander Rakic. Alexander Volkov fights off his back the whole fight and somehow manages to win over Jailton Almeida, who didn't throw strikes and let himself get pounded out from the bottom, which is very unusual. Umar Nurmagomedov destroys Mario Bautista by unanimous decision with a ton of takedowns. Mackenzie Dern, man, unanimous decision over Virna Jandiroba to become the undisputed strawweight women's champ on the feet. She had 2 takedowns in the fight and got taken down 9 times. A world jiu-jitsu champion won it on the feet. And then the main event, 4:35 of round number 1 ends in the eye poke. How does anybody say Tom's hype train got derailed? The finger didn't go in the eye. Didn't go in the eye, but who am I to say? It was the middle finger of Ciryl Gane. And the ring finger was also, the ring finger scratched the corner of his eye and the middle finger raked across the eyelid. The inside of Tom Aspinall's eye never got touched. I'll say that. I'm an objective, and I'm not a journalist. There is no such thing as a fucking journalist anymore. But, and believe me, there's not. No such thing as a journalist. But as a commentator, I can tell you that his finger did not go inside the eye. No, I'm watching the slow-mo right now, Kyle D. It did not go in his eye. If it did, like maybe a little bit of the skin did, but no, his eyelid was closed the whole time. Crazy. Tom ain't that guy. He was getting pounded. Wasn't getting pounded. He was getting outstruck, and he had a bloody nose. Who is the champion? Tom. Tom was tired. Aspinall was getting his face jabbed off. Some good kicks, some body shots. Ciryl Gane looked better than I've ever seen him. Crazy. You do get your money back if it's a no contest. Not on all books. Not at all. The Revenge of John Jones. Wow, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Good numbers here on the stream. Smash that like, hit that subscribe. Good night of fights, though, at UFC 321. Gane got robbed. Oh, good Lord. I don't know about that. Why didn't he hold his other eye? Because it got hit too, LOL. Man, a good night of fights, though. It's a shame to see a main event end like that. I mean, Volkov with a great performance in a boring fight, you know, and Mackenzie Dern with the performance of her lifetime. Nurmagomedov, unbelievable. Murzakanov. How about Salkid with the TKO with a head kick? That's got to be the knockout of the night. Got to be. Well, no, I mean, I don't know. With the stakes as high, De La Soul, Murzakanov, that'd be good too. And then the heel hook sub, that was pretty dope too. A lot of real good fights on the undercard, went the distance. Yeah, there's Mackenzie Dern with her daughter again. What's it like to see your mom with a black eye holding a championship belt? Most times you see your mom with a black eye, it's not a good thing. It means your dad's in trouble. Tom looked tired as hell. He was due to lose, let's be honest. I mean, everybody's due to lose at some point. That's what makes Khabib and Jones so special. Everybody's on that march toward, Father Time being undefeated, and that the O's got to go. Docs better say there was severe trauma or else. Yeah. Look at Abu Dhabi. I want to go to Abu Dhabi badly. Etihad Arena, world class, beautiful. The head kick was beautiful. Yes, it was. It sure was, Earth's bounty. Who win, Gane or Aspinall? Yeah, Tom can never mention John Jones again. I don't think Jones would have quit from that. I do think for all you people out there who want Tom's head, calling him all kinds of names, saying that, I'm sure, and I would love to hear what Chael's about to say right now and Lionheart Smith, because Lionheart Smith could have taken the belt from Jones on the illegal knee. I've interviewed him about this on ESPN. Anthony Smith could have been and should have been champion, but he refused to take the belt that way. And so I do think there are a lot of fighters who would have continued in this fight where Tom decided not to, and it was prerogative. The doc called it, though. The doc called it. And when the doc calls it, you know what I mean? And I can't hear what Chael's saying right now. Man, I wish I could, because this would be...
So did the finger go in the eye? I know you're saying the finger didn't touch the eye, but if it's pushing into the eye...
Yes, it was pushing into the eye, but it never touched the eyeball.
Okay, it's still an eye poke. You take a piece of wood and push into somebody's eye, even though it's on the eyelid, it's still going to do damage.
Yeah, and it's Anthony Smith is saying right now that he's disappointed because Ciryl Gane was winning the fight and he wanted to see how Tom would respond, and that to me is what I'm missing right now, Scott. Like, I just really wish that would have been, because Tom was losing that fight early. Hype train Tom still got derailed. Let's see. Well, you know what? Anthony Smith and Chael Sonnen are all over Tom Aspinall right now. Chael just said verbatim, just about. I'm going to paraphrase a bit because I don't want to say it's an exact quote. Remember, I said there's no such thing as a journalist. Chael Sonnen just basically said, like, you're the heavyweight champ. You got to fight with one eye sometimes. And he said, I'm trying to be as polite as I can here, but that's Chael's take on it, and that's Anthony Smith's take on it. Finished 6 guys in the first round, never been to a third round. If Bro can't take eye pokes, he ain't fighting Jones. So Aspinall is going to get ripped to no end for this. The MMA chats, the websites, everyone's going to kill this dude. Scott, he's going to get murdered for this. Bisping had one eye, best part of his career. Wow. Finger was deep in the eye. No, it wasn't. The finger never went in the eye. The eyelid was closed. It never went in the eye socket.
But you said it pushed into the eye. It's still an eye poke. How far did it push into the eye, even though it was on top of the eyelid?
Like maybe a half an inch or so.
That's quite a bit when you talk about the eye.
Yeah, I can actually see and hear a little bit of what DC. Yeah. He goes, I just got hosed knuckle deep in the eyeball. What the F? Why the F are you booing? In his post-fight interview. Well, I mean, should the heavyweight champ fight with one eye? I mean, that's what Chael and Anthony Smith are saying. I believe in what they say much more than I believe in what I say. They're the experts. They're the fighters. They've been in there. They've been through this stuff. Jim has clearly never taken a serious eye poke before. LOL. Yeah, but Chael Sonnen and Anthony Smith have. Look, I've been sympathetic to Aspinall this whole time. I wasn't saying. I was saying that it was an eye poke and that it should be over. I'm not saying that Aspinall shouldn't have continued. I'm not saying that. I'm telling you that Chael Sonnen and Anthony Smith, both guys who have fought in title fights, that's what they're saying. Okay, so take it up with them if you don't like it. I've said from the beginning that it was definitely an eye poke. It was not in the eye, though. The finger did not go into the eye socket. The eyelid was closed, but he did push it in quite a bit, and the finger was there for a long time. And not only that, his middle finger was here, and his ring finger was there. So the middle finger was buried in the eyeball, and the ring finger was scraping the side of his eye. So he pretty much had two fingers poke him in the eye, right? So no, I've never had that happen. You know, Tom quit. He was losing and tired. I mean, look, I don't know. But some guys, like, look, your nose is bleeding, you get poked in the eye, you're not used to getting hit. Let's see, Anthony Smith. You have to be used to or willing to fight with one eye. You either want to or you don't. A world title. Yeah, Anthony Smith, when he fought John Jones, he had a similar situation, and he said that they waved the pen in front of his eyes and he couldn't see a thing, and he's like, I'm good. You're in a title fight, man. You might not get another one. Aspinall will. If he weren't the champ, would he have continued? That's what I'm wondering. If he weren't the champ and he wasn't sure he was ever going to get another title fight, would he have continued? Only he knows the answer to that. I think that's the question. I think that's the most legitimate question that can be asked right now. If Aspinall were not the champion and he wasn't sure he'd ever get another title fight, would he have continued? Or does the fact that he knows he's the champ and he keeps the belt, does that weigh into it? I mean, these guys are live right now, post-fight, all over the world, Chael and Anthony Smith, and they're saying the same thing right there, that you either want it or you don't. You're either a dog or you're not. And in the MMA world of alpha males, you are not going to get, Tom Aspinall is going to get no sympathy from anywhere. Nowhere. How are people going to watch that and say Gane didn't go for that eye poke? Man, that's the thing, is he was winning that round and he looked really good. But how can you say he didn't when he goes just like this? What kind of an MMA move is this? Right at a guy's face when he's about to bomb you with a left hook, and then you stick the fingers out. There's nothing mixed martial arts about that shit. Not one thing. There's nothing with that move that has anything to do with this sport. Eye poke should be DQ like an elbow to top of head is. Oh, look, I mean, ask Petr Yan, right? But it's it just doesn't make any sense why he would do that. He was winning the round. But Aspinall was starting to sling some bombs at him. Wait till he tastes Jones' elbow. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, you quit after an eye poke. I'm not ripping. I don't want to say anything about Aspinall being less of a man, but I have to think if you don't have the mindset to compete after that, you don't have the mindset to fight John Jones, bro. Don't ever mention his name again. Get the hell out of here with that shit. I don't ever want to hear Tom say John's name again. I really don't. I didn't anyway, but I really don't now. All you kids in chat can get an eye poke from John Jones. Aaron Capricorn, GOAT season. Yeah, Ciryl Gane was starting to hit the body. He was actually looking really good, which it makes you think that it wasn't intentional, but then you watch it and you're like, how could it not be? So one of two things for sure. Either it was intentional or he's the biggest moron on the planet. One of the two. And either way, it's just as bad, equally bad. Yeah, no, the doctor did call it off. Remember the cut? Diaz Masvidal, the BMF, the first one? Remember the cut? Nate was pissed. When the doc calls it, he calls it. But Aspinall defended himself in the interview. That's what makes me think he said he couldn't continue because I just got poked in the right eye. What am I supposed to do? And look, easy for me to say, but he did justify it and complain about it first thing in the interview, period. So you can't just put it on the doc when the first thing he said was, I got poked in the eye an inch deep. You know, it is what it is. It's a bitter disappointment of a UFC title fight is what it is. And Ciryl Gane looked better than he's ever looked in there. And he may never get the chance again. He may never look that good again. He may have just cost himself his best opportunity to ever have gold around his waist. Really. I mean, and then you look at like Thiago Santos fighting Jones on one leg for a title. Jones against Gustafsson. Do you remember John Jones's eye against Alexander Gustafsson? Do you guys remember that fight? Jones is laughing. Where's Jones's social media? Screw this shit. I'm looking at Jones's Twitter right now. Remember the first Jones-Gustafsson fight when Jones won rounds 4 and 5 with an eye that was as big as the rest of his head? Does anybody remember that shit? Because I do. Does Tom Aspinall remember that? My eye, my eye. Look, I can say this all I want. I was the one from the beginning saying it was dirty, it was an eye poke, it was a legit eye poke, and it was. But do you not remember John Jones with that hematoma hanging off the side of his face and still winning the last 2 rounds like a real champion does? That's what makes John Jones the GOAT. That's why Tom Aspinall can never mention John Jones' name again. That alone. That alone. I mean, how do you refute that? How? I understand. Try poking your own eye. The eye shields from scratches, not impacts. I understand, Chris. I get it. But when John Jones had elbows 3 inches deep into his skull and couldn't see out of, you know what I mean? Look, it happens all the time in this sport. It happens all the time, man. I have to see what John Jones says. Let me see if I can find this right now while we're still here, because this is interesting right now. This is a lot of fun. Let me see. Boney. No, that's his Instagram. John Jones. Let's see what John Jones says here. Where's John? Have you seen anything from John yet?
Oh, I don't.
Out 12 months, no plans of retiring. I don't see anything from John Jones yet, but I do believe we'll see something soon. Like maybe never mention my name again. Interesting. John Jones. I have not seen anything yet. In fact, John may have taken down his social media. I don't see anything. Interesting. I don't know. Poor guy's going through a lot, and life is just hard for John anyway. Poking isn't part of this, but elbows are. You half man. What are you talking about, Victor James? Jones is the greatest. Poke aside, Gane was smashing Tom. I mean, I just want to see what the MMA world's saying about this, what the fighters are saying about it. Because you guys can say all you want in the chat. No offense. I can say everything I want in the chat. No offense. But, you know, unless you've been in there and had it happen, then you can talk. Then you can really say what should happen here. And you could at least have an, you know, some people are saying they're devastated for Gane. He was in control, landing at will, busting up Aspinall's face. Those fingers barely grazed the eye. Oh, wow. Wow.
People are saying they need to get rid of the new gloves, but didn't they already get rid of them at the end of last year?
Yeah, no, and his.
I think they got rid of the new gloves.
Wait a minute. I was looking at the wrong eye. He got 2 fingers in one eye. Oh, we were all looking at the right eye of Aspinall. The left eye is where the index finger went in. It went in. All right, hold on, guys. I'm going to show you this right here. All right, this angle. Thank you very much for this angle. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, this is okay. So I got it right here, guys. This is it. Yeah, Tom Aspinall is nothing. There's nothing bad to say about him here. Chael and Anthony need to look at it. I didn't see this one. I was looking at, because 2 of his fingers hit that one eye, but I was at the other eye of Aspinall. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold this up and show you right now, and it's gonna just be a wrap on this argument, and that's that. There it is right there. Look at under the C. I can't tell left from right because it's backwards. But look at, so the one I was looking at was the middle finger and the index finger. See the middle finger over the eyelid? Now look at the other one. It's buried in there. Now I'll show you on the video.
Bring it up again. I'm going to even make it bigger.
Well, hold on. That's what he said.
Boing.
All right. I'm going to play the video real quick, Scott.
Put it over other way. Yeah.
Look at that. Both eyeballs. It's a rough one.
Yeah, we can't show the video.
There is the video, but the picture. I mean, here I'm going to show the picture again. It's unbelievable. Wow. Okay, so I actually really stand corrected, guys. I did not see the other eye for some reason. So if you look at what I was looking at here, right? Look at what I was looking at. I was looking at this one here instead of this one here.
So the one close to the C, that's buried deep to the knuckle. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's in
That's
the eye
nasty.
socket. Yeah, they had to stop that fight. They had to. So anyone saying that about Tom, you can't. I mean, so this is what we do. I mean, this is why there may be no more journalists, but sometimes journalism can rear its former head. But I stand corrected on that one. I was looking at the one that was here, and it's still pushed in that eye, right? But then this one. The reason I was looking at the other one, though, is because the one Aspinall had the cloth on is the one that the finger didn't go in. Man, double eye poke. Like a Three Stooges episode, Scott.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it, wow. Good Lord. That's crazy. Scott, that's like, it was definitely buried in there.
Yeah, that was nasty.
I think they have to, you know who the biggest loser of the night is? Volkov. Because they're going to run this one back now. Gane was winning. You know Dana's going to run this one back rather than give Volkov's Volkov's one of the most boring fighters in the history of the world. There's no way he's going to get that shot now. It's going to be a redo of this one. It has to be, right? Unless if Jones going to fight either one of these guys on the White House card after this, they'd have to have a rematch first. I don't know. He's going to fight Poatan anyway. It's a moot point. Jones isn't in it for real fights. He's in it for a money fight, super fight. Tom did not chicken out. I'm here to say it. There's no way he chickened out. Did not happen. One finger went 2 inches deep into the eye socket. The other one pushed the eye in an inch and a half. Both eyes got it. So the real question here for you people who want to rip Tom for it is, how does Ciryl Gane, in a fight that he's clearly winning and looking great, end up doing this and this? How does that happen? How? If I'm his coach, I'm giving him tough love. Bro, you did it to yourself, man. You're winning that fight. You looked great.
Bogdans makes a great point. How do you just give a warning for that?
I mean, they called the fight off. There's no, I mean, they were going to give him just a warning, but they called the fight. So it's a moot point, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But he makes a good point. It should be you either disqualify somebody or take away a point for something like that.
Yep. And, man, I mean, when Jones fought with a closed eye and he fought with a broken toe and they were going to stop the fight if he didn't finish it in round 1 and Chael would have been champion, like, everyone's going to say that. John's going to say that. You know, it is what it is. And you've seen fighters take pokes like that and keep fighting. You have. The precedent's been set. It's been done numerous times, not just once, numerous. It's ultimate fighting, not ultimate slap fighting or pillow fighting or NFL football where they put a dress on the quarterback and you can't hit anyone anymore. It's not that. It's still the last bastion of real Roman Colosseum-like combat that we have left in this damn world. The last place where you can be an alpha. You can't even be it in the NFL anymore. You can't. It's gone. It's the one place. And a lot of people in this world are not going to give Tom any sympathy. I know that. Wow. What an ending, huh, Scott?
Yeah, it's too bad. It's really too bad.
Ciryl Gane looked good. What might have been? He could be getting his arm raised right now. Think about that, people. Ciryl Gane could be having his arm raised right now. But what a night of fights here on MMA Weekly. Always glad to have you with us. We'll be back for the next ones and the big boxing ones. And always all kinds of the best MMA and combat sports content all over the world on MMA Weekly. Murzakanov with the win. 3-11 round 1 KO TKO over Rakic. Volkov with the split decision off his back against Jailton Almeida, who controlled him all night long but lost anyway from strikes from the bottom. Split decision. Nurmagomedov, 30-27s across the board over Mario Bautista. And a very Nurmagomedov-like performance with 10 takedowns. Mackenzie Dern becomes the strawweight champ of the world in the women's division with a unanimous decision, 49-46 and 2 48-47s over Jandiroba. And Then you have the main event that ends in the no contest from the eye pokes from Ciryl Gane to Tom Aspinall at 4:35 of round number 1. Keep coming back here, MMA Weekly. All the best content in the world of combat sports. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. All the comments, all the super chats. We love you. We're here for you. We've been doing it 5 years, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. And thank you, Scott Peterson. The show came out great today, as always. So have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Thank you for watching MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 321. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Until next time, keep your game tight, your mind right, and your eyes covered. I just threw that in for you. Make it a great day. Thank you for being here, everybody.